started off like that? Like you hate it.
I didn't. I don't hate it. I don't hate
it. I bet you look like the last 5. Shit. Fuck me.
Here we fucking go.
Here we fucking go.
Oh, all right.
Lot, doesn't
he does.
I do.
Just gotta pay attention.
I figure you gotta bring the show in with a bit of a I'm just letting them know what
you're bringing it in and down so we can bring it up.
Well, no, I'm bringing it in to let them know what they're getting into. If I
You're
say
getting
fuck
into
me, that's as bad as it gets right there. Like, all right, well, what worse could he say?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, what's he gonna say? Like, yeah, go fuck your mother. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I guess that
bringing
that
it in on
be,
that note
that
so that
worse.
you guys know I ain't fucking around.
You just want them to fuck you. I got it.
Any way they want. I mean, the government does it. You can too.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, taxes are coming up.
Here we go.
Speaking of which.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back to another week with yours truly, me. Fuck these guys. Anyway, the Bonsai Movie Crew.
Well, fuck this shit.
We are the Bonsai Movie Crew.
Screw you guys. I'm good.
Yeah.
Why do we spend like 2.5 hours here every week?
Yeah, fuck. Why are we here? Anyway, don't forget to check out the social stuff, all the X's. There's only one X, but the X, I gotta write this shit down.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Yeah, those are the 4.
God, how did I forget that one?
Yeah, and then I got signed up on some other podcast apps because I guess I wasn't signed up for all of them. I was just signed up for the main ones. So I just went and clicked on all of them. Let's sign up for all this shit. And I guess you can do video. I said that. So apparently you can do video on Spotify. Like your podcast can be videoed or whatever. I'm not sure how to get that done yet, but I'm going to try to figure that out.
I thought at one time it was like you had to do like a pay thing or something, but
no,
I mean, but I don't
know.
I don't know because you already pay for Spotify, right? Like
I pay for Spotify myself.
I pay for Spotify, yeah.
But I think that in order to get your podcast on Spotify, they have their own like.
Because I know Rogan has his like you can watch it.
But he's also like
he's Joe Rogan.
So. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Spotify's like, we'll suck your dick as long as you keep making content for us. So, but
I was just using that one because I think it was the first one that they did that way.
Probably, yeah, because I know he went exclusively to them.
Yeah, and there's subsequent ones I've seen since.
Yeah, there are. Well, I know that there are video podcasts on Spotify, and I'm gonna try to figure out. I don't know how popular it is or anything, or if people actually use it. I didn't even know about it until recently. I'm like, oh fuck, okay. I was like, we could probably do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see why not. I mean, we're not rich or nothing, or as cool as Joe Rogan. I think our background.
I don't know. I think I'm pretty cool.
I think we're cooler than Joe Rogan. I think Joe Rogan's just a fucking. He kind of looks like a turtle, honestly, like a bald turtle. Doesn't he though?
I don't pay attention to what he looks like.
Well, he's short, but he's like stocky and built. He looks like if you put a fucking turtle shell on it, dude. He's going to look like a Ninja Turtle. For real. I'm not even kidding. God damn it. I'm not joking about this now that I think about it. Okay. That is hilarious. Put a fucking turtle shell on that guy. Paint him green. He is a Ninja Turtle.
He's got a mean-ass kick.
He does, dude. He's got the build. He's short and stocky. He's bald already. Just give him the shell, the fucking mask thing,
you ever see him kick
a fucking stick, and he's Donatello, dude.
You ever see him kick a heavy bag?
Yeah, he's got a powerhouse kick. Yeah.
Dude, he kind of looks like the dude.
Are you looking at the pictures of him? Like,
yeah, I'm looking at pictures. Well, it's like the top of him, but like he kind of looks like
Look at him standing up next to somebody though.
I'm just looking at Google.
I'm just saying, like Joe Rogan, dude, you are. I mean, you look like you could be a live action Ninja Turtle. I'm just saying. Maybe he could be like Raphael, the one with all the anger issues.
Looks like a younger Boss Rutan to me.
Who?
Boss Rutan.
The fuck is that?
He's an older MMA.
When's the last time you saw Joe Rogan?
You ever see that movie?
I see him all the time.
Fuck, it's got dude from Kings of Queen.
Kind of looks like Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista? No,
Nah,
dude. Dave Bautista's massive compared to Joe Rogan.
He may be massive, but they kind of look
the
similar.
facial features? Yeah, because they're
They
both.
kind of look similar.
Yeah, the facial features and stuff. But
So
I'm
they
telling
both look
you,
like turtles.
yeah, but like no, because he's way shorter. Like Joe, how
Okay,
tall
they
is
may be
Joe Rogan?
shorter. I'm not talking about stature. I'm talking
I
about
am. That's what I'm
looks.
talking about. Like all right, I'm done talking about that. I don't even know why he just. Fucking Christ!
I've been talking about
Oh my
stature.
god, he's short.
I told you. How tall is he? It's like what 5?
He's short.
Okay, that's next to what is that? The tallest guy?
How
on the
tall is
fucking
that?
I
Yeah, I was
don't
gonna
know.
say,
Yeah.
how tall is that guy?
I
Like
said
8
look up
feet
his
tall?
height, not like look up to
This guy he's short.
how
Period.
Yeah, but how tall is that guy?
is
They can't be all that tall.
Joe. Did you know that Taylor Swift is only 5'11"?
For real?
Yeah.
She's tall.
He's 5'8", so he's
Yeah,
like
she
my
is
height.
tall.
So like he's not that tall, which I guess that makes me not that
I was
tall.
gonna
too,
ready to
but-
say like I'm 5'4", so
Yeah, but still though,
that's
for
Boss
a guy,
Rutan.
yeah, I guess. But
He was in fuck, I just can't remember what movie it was. He's in a couple movies now.
who?
Taylor
Boss
Swift
Rutan.
is only 5'11". I thought she was like 6'2".
She's tall.
Taller
ain't
than
she?
me. 5'11's pretty tall
Maybe
for a
that's why
girl.
people say Ada look like hers.
I thought she
Here
looked tall.
Comes the
She's
Boom.
always in heels, but
The movie Here Comes the Boom with Kevin James.
yeah.
He was Kevin James' trainer. Boss Rutan was.
okay. So I don't know. Whatever. What the fuck ever. All I know is Taylor Swift looks like a fucking alien, and Joe Rogan looks like a Ninja Turtle. That's it.
Are you trying to say that they're lizard people?
They
They
might
could
be. They
They
might
are.
be.
It could be.
Anyway, let's move on. Man, let's get into
Longest-
our creator profile.
Longest it's taken to get to
Michael
a creator
Keaton.
profile.
No,
Damn.
no. I thought
Alec
about
Baldwin.
it. Huh?
Alec Baldwin.
No.
Winona
That would have been a good one.
Is it Winona Ryder?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, I went with Winona Ryder
Can I
because.
read it?
Yeah, I don't care. No, I went with Winona Ryder this week because
Why
I was like, we could do, Tim Burton or Michael Keaton or
Alec Baldwin.
We don't talk about
Yeah.
a lot of women.
If we
though.
did,
yeah, we don't do a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
women,
true.
and I don't know when the next time it'll be that we ever do
Winona, this-
Winona where
That's
we'll have
true,
a chance
yeah.
to do her. So
that's true.
like, I know they got the new
Bam Stoker's.
new
Dracula?
Beetlejuice movie in the works or whatever, but.
Who knows how long that is from now.
Yeah, that, and I know, like, I don't fucking care about Tim Burton that much, to be honest with you. Like, he's okay, I guess.
Fun fact: did you know that this actually wasn't his creation?
Yeah, I know. He didn't write it or nothing. He just directed it.
I found that out doing the trivia. I thought this was
It's
his.
funny.
I didn't
it's a
realize
Tim
that until
Burton
I was, like,
film.
watching it, and I'm, like, looking at the credits as the movie started. I'm like, huh, he didn't even write the fucking movie.
Yeah,
He didn't write the script or
it
nothing.
was some guy that was like obsessed with death and like came up with the concept like in his head, and then jotted down a bunch of shit. Came up with the idea, the concept, and wrote it down.
It's
and they came up
pretty
with the
sad, though. It
script
just
and-
lets you know, like, Tim Burton's not as original.
No,
everybody
like everything
thinks.
that I thought was
Just-
like. Well, I guess
He
that
just
just
takes
leaves.
he just takes a property and puts a gothic tone on it. That's all.
does
he
that just leave Edward Scissorhands? Was that even his?
It makes me wonder.
I know, right?
I wouldn't.
Because
doubt
at
it
first,
if it's
I mean,
not.
we all thought it was Edward Scissorhands and Beetlejuice,
and
was
Beetlejuice.
his baby. You
Yeah,
know?
right.
So yeah.
I was waiting for Johnny Depp to pop out.
As the next Beetlejuice.
No, he can never replace Michael Keaton.
No,
No,
definitely
God,
not.
no.
He'd try though.
I mean, he could replace Alec Baldwin's character.
I think
maybe.
Johnny Depp has enough.
I like Alec Baldwin in this movie.
I think Johnny Depp has
Yeah,
enough
but-
creative respect that he would never try to replace.
I don't.
somebody.
Yeah, I
No.
don't disagree. Johnny Depp is flawed in some ways, but I think that he, like you said, he's got creative respect. I don't think that he
Yeah.
would.
Yeah. Anyway, let's do her. God damn it! Open, stupid. Yeah, I'm talking to it.
I mean, sometimes that's what you have to do. It's
Okay.
kind of like when you're working on a car. If you start cussing at it, then it'll start working.
I hope this brings up how she used to, like, she was stealing shit and stuff.
I'm sure it'll be in there.
What is this? Okay. I'm just making sure. Ryder's not even her last name.
No. You know, she thought she was too ugly to be an actor. I'll shut up.
I think she's pretty.
There's a lot of stuff
She's
that
very
I
pretty.
I know
Very
about
pretty.
Winona. Winona.
She was actually.
I used
her,
to. I
her and
wanted to
Christina
be
Ricci
her
were my
so bad.
two crushes
Right.
as a kid.
I
And
wanted to
April
be her
O'Neil.
so bad. I wanted to look like her. I wanted to be her. So
I told
I know
Kendra,
a lot about her.
I was sitting there watching. I told her, I was like, I always found Winona to be very attractive.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, I think she's gorgeous.
Winona Ryder. Actress Winona Laura Horowitz was born on October 29th, 1971
Jewish?
in Winona,
Maybe.
Minnesota.
Let
She
her
was
read.
I don't
named
judge.
after where she was born at.
Sure.
She was born in Winona, Minnesota.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
While in her early teens, Ryder was enrolled in the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco. Is that it? That's the end of that. Beetlejuice.
That's it.
Edward
That's all.
Scissorhands.
That's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
Then she was an actress. The end.
The end.
Ryder made her film debut in the coming-of-age drama Lucas 1986. In many of her early films, she played a variety of roles. She was eccentric, gothic Lydia in 1988's horror comedy Beetlejuice, directed by Tim Burton. Ryder soon appeared as a teenager who falls for the unusual title character in Edward Scissorhands 1990, with then-boyfriend Johnny Depp. In the dark comedy Heathers 1989, she played a high school girl battling for her place in the popular food chain. Dracula, The Age of Innocence, Little Women, and Girl Interrupted. Ryder graduated to more grown-up roles with Bram Stoker's Dracula 1992. Her work on The Age of Innocence 1993 earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. 2 years later, she received another nod from the Academy with a Best Actress nomination for her role as Jo in Little Women, 1995, while she gave a strong performance in Girl Interrupted.
Bitch is hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Are you happy or are you gonna fuck me up?
The look she gave him.
No, but
Oh, sorry.
Mi scusi.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
but why'd you do that? I don't get it.
It fit.
It's just hardcore. Fit. Just keep reading. Stop
You
worrying
keep-
about the bumps and
You
just keep reading.
You keep reading. Exactly.
All right, give it here.
No.
Well, then fucking
How
read
many
it.
assholes we got on this ship anyhow? Go! I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Don't look at me. Look at him. He's the one that interrupted.
All right, go.
I see now I lost my place.
3 hours later.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
How am I supposed to talk? Take his bumps away. He loses privileges for 10 minutes, okay?
Don't
10
give me the
minutes?
opportunities, and I won't
At
use
the rate
them.
you're going, it's going to take this whole episode.
I'm going. He interrupted me again.
Go.
Fine.
No. No.
Just
No.
leaving options here for me.
Okay,
All right.
while she gave a strong performance in Girl Interrupted 1999, as a young woman in a mental institution, Ryder made several forgettable films around this time. Dang. You called her hardcore, and then they said she was forgettable.
She did make a lot of forgettable films.
I like Girl Interrupted.
Well,
That's all right.
still
Yeah,
made
they're-
money
well,
with
they're
it.
not
Oh, they're
It's
saying
not-
after that?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Around that time.
Including the box office dud Autumn in New York 2000.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Yeah, no.
A Scanner Darkly, the Darwin Awards, and Sex and Death 101. After keeping a relatively low profile for several years, Ryder returned in 2006 with a leading role in A Scanner Darkly, the animated adaptation of a futuristic Philip K. Dick novel, and also starred in the indie comedy The Darwin Awards. She went on to an eclectic mix of projects, including The 10 in 2007, a satirical?
Yes.
Yeah. A satirical look at the 10 Commandments, and Sex and Death 101 2007. Written and directed by Daniel Waters, the screenwriter of Heathers. Waters and Ryder also reportedly discussed creating a sequel to Heathers. When Love Is Not Enough, Black Swan, and Destination Wedding. Rebuilding her reputation as a prominent actress, Ryder earned praise for her co-starring role in the 2010 TV movie When Love Is Not Enough, the Louise Wilson story. Lewis? It's Lewis, ain't it? No,
Louise.
Louis.
Louis?
Sure, I don't know.
I don't know. She also featured prominently in films like Black Swan 2010, The Dilemma 2011, The Iceman 2012, and
She was in Black
Homefront
Swan?
2013.
I don't remember who she played though. I only watched that movie once. I wasn't that impressed.
I've never seen it, so.
After many years professionally apart, Ryder and her old Dracula co-star, Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
That's what I said.
Jesus
Keanu.
Christ. What'd you say the first time?
I don't remember.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu?
I mean, it's better than Keanu. I've heard
Keanu?
people say Keanu before.
It's Keanu Reeves.
Keanu, isn't that like a game?
Yeah,
That's
yeah when they
Kino.
said, when they
That's
said that,
Kino.
I was like,
Kino.
what?
Keanu.
Keanu. That sounds like the game, and it also sounds like Neato.
It's just
It'd
the
be
Wish version
really
of
funny is to
Kino.
walk into just a random gas station and there's Keanu Reeves playing Kino. Keanu playing Kino.
Wow.
It'd be random as fuck.
That would
though.
be Kino.
It's Keanu.
That's
Keanu.
Keanu.
That would be Keanu.
Wait, you said Keanu? I think I said Keanu.
Whatever.
I mean, sure, you do you.
Potato,
It was
potato.
an A.
Whatever.
Anyways, reunited in 2018 for the rom-com Destination Wedding. Stranger Things. Oh yeah, she is in Stranger Things, ain't she? She's
Yikes.
That's what put her back on the map.
Joyce.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I didn't even know who she was or recognize her until I was watching it. I was like, hey, that kind of looks like Lydia from Beetlejuice. And then I looked it up and it was. Yep. In 2016, Ryder provided the star power for the new Netflix series Stranger Things, a sci-fi horror drama set in small-town Indiana in the early 1980s. She received a Golden Globe nomination after its initial run for her portrayal of Joyce Byers, a single mom whose son mysteriously disappears, and fans eagerly awaited the return of subsequent seasons to watch the sparks fly between Byers and Police Chief Jim Hopper. David Harbour plays him. Amid the supernatural mayhem. I can't say the word. The Plot Against America. Ryder next surfaces in HBO's The Plot Against America, an adaptation of the 2004 Philip Roth novel, which reimagines the trajectory of the nation following Nazi sympathizer Charles Lindbergh.
What
I
a
don't
dick.
Lindbergh.
Lindbergh's defeat of Franklin Roosevelt. Yeah,
What a
I did
dick.
not pay attention. Was
Yeah,
that in a
well,
history class?
He lost a baby.
Just keep reading.
I don't know. In 1940 presidential election. Premiering in March 2020, the 6-episode series featured Ryder in the role of Evelyn Finkel, a Jewish woman who becomes romantically involved with John
Turturro?
Churchrows, Lindbergh
Stop.
supporting Robbie. I don't know. It's okay. I got this. Shoplifting charges, Dad.
There you go.
Ryder found herself under intense public scrutiny in December 2001 after she was charged with shoplifting for more than $5,000 worth of merchandise from Saks Fifth Avenue in Beverly Hills, California.
It just blows my mind that she was out. Why?
She was just trying to get a rush, man.
I think that's all. That's all it could have been.
Yeah.
You telling me she didn't have $5,000?
No, she was just trying to get a rush, man.
No, she went MC Hammer broke. She ain't got no money.
Several types of prescription medication were found in her possession at the
Ketosis.
time of the arrest.
See, that stuff wasn't working anymore. She needed a rush.
Every step of Ryder's journey, though, through the judicial process made the news. Despite pleading not guilty, she was convicted of vandalism and grand theft auto.
Mm.
I like that game.
Yeah, but it's a real crime, so.
Don't
They
do it.
they make real crimes just because it's in a video.
Real climbs.
Climbs.
Shut up! I can't talk.
You can tell.
You told me
Doi.
you see over the steering wheel.
Anyways, despite pleading not guilty, she was convicted of vandalism and grand theft in November 2002. Ryder was
What'd she
sentenced to
vandalize?
480
Quit
hours
breaking
of
the law,
community service
asshole.
and 3-year probation.
400. Could you imagine being like at like probation or like on doing community service and there's Winona Ryder? You know that she wasn't picking up no trash. She was like,
I would try to just make friends. I wouldn't even like
come
throw-
on, man, let me just sit in the truck.
I wouldn't even like throw a hissy fit or like be like, oh my god. I would just be like,
So,
so,
what you in for?
What'd you
how's
do?
it going? Need some lunch? I mean,
Nah, fuck
do
that.
you
I ain't
have-
buying-
do you have- do
no,
you have a
like,
fr-
bitch, can you buy me some lunch?
no, I'd be like, do you need like a friend for lunch? Do you want to hang out?
Wow, yours just sounded desperate.
Yeah.
No, I'd just be like, I just try to make friends.
I would
Yeah,
just
but
ask about what'd
That's
you do.
how you make friends.
No, I'm just trying to make
You just-
conversation at some
You
point.
create small talk by asking what they did.
I like your shoes. They
no,
look like
you know
mine.
what they did? Like that
Are you
would sound
new-
stupid.
are
She
you
knows
new
you
boot
know.
goofing?
She knows that you know. That would sound stupid.
Not really.
Stop moving.
I'd just be like, who are you? You look kind of familiar.
That sounds stupid too. She knows you know.
Not really.
That's not true. Like, you look familiar.
And then if
You
you
look
do make
kinda
friends, then she's
familiar.
gonna know that you've lied.
No, that's
Nuh-uh.
not true.
If you're friends, it doesn't
Okay,
really
so
matter
she
at that
she
point.
shows up and then like, oh, so you have Beetlejuice? No.
Like, yeah, why? I was in that movie. Like, really? Who? I could play that shit off.
No, you couldn't. Shut the fuck up.
Well, you can't really make that as a compliment either. You can't turn that around as a compliment because then you'll be like, she's gonna be like, well, why don't you recognize me? I'm looking the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like she
No,
really
I'd be
doesn't
like,
look all that
I'd be like,
different.
so what was it like working with a guy who shot somebody?
Yeah.
I wonder if he was a dick back then. Sorry, we're getting way off. I'm sorry.
Several types of prescription. Ryder was sentenced to 480 hours of community service and 3 years probation. She was also ordered to pay several fines and undergo counseling. Jesus. Okay. Personal life.
Sounds like they kind of threw the book at her, and like, there's so many other stars that walk in there, and they're like doing some
Yeah.
They slap the
seriously
finger
bad
on 'em.
things, and then they just go, pay a fine.
Yeah, but like, I think in this case, she was probably running off the deep end, and maybe it might have been good
It might
for
have been a
her.
good thing. I agree, but it's kind of fucked
It
up.
really just depends on what judge you get, though.
I kind of
Well,
wonder.
then
what
they
would
all
happen.
get a really
What
lax judge,
prosecution,
and
what
she got like
judges.
the one judge in Hollywood that's a dick.
Yeah.
Like,
Sounds about right.
thankfully, but
Right.
I'm just saying, like, it's kind of insane, like
Yeah.
what they gave to her over.
Your movie sucked.
I mean,
That might have been it.
I don't know.
During her more than 30 years as a performer, Ryder has been romantically linked to several different actors and musicians, including Depp. For real? She was
Yep.
with him?
Yeah, for a while.
He had
Oh.
a tattoo at one point that said Winona Forever. They were-
Winona.
Well, yeah,
Her
he
and
changed it to Wino Forever.
Her
when
and
they
Keanu
split.
are supposedly married, but not really.
Yeah, they got legally married on a movie.
Bam
Eh.
Strokers.
Huh?
Bam Strokers.
No.
No.
Oh yeah, because it came out in Destination Wedding. When they were in Destination Wedding, they found out that they were legally married in Bram Stoker's Dracula
Because it was a
because it was a real
Priest.
priest, and they signed the paperwork.
So they accidentally got married.
But
They didn't accidentally got
But-
married. They just got married.
No, but because there
Because they
was some,
signed fucking paperwork.
no, there was some kind of like thing that made it legal, but not in the United States, so it was okay. They just got it annulled in the other country or whatever. I don't remember. It was some kind of craziness or some shit.
I thought Keanu said they never annulled it.
Maybe they didn't in the other
Yeah.
country.
They
I don't
were
remember. But
supposedly still married. And they decided not to annul
Yeah.
it.
Hey,
or some kind of
Some,
marriage.
yeah,
It's some kind
there
of
was
marriage
some sort
thing.
of bullshit
Yeah.
behind it.
Oh. Well, Matt Damon and Dave Pirner from the band Soul Asylum. She and Depp were engaged for a time in the 1990s, and he had her name tattooed on his arm. Ryder had since been involved in a long-term relationship with fashion designer Scott McInleyhan. Okay.
Sure.
In August 2018, Ryder made headlines when she suggested to Entertainment Weekly that she may be legally married to Reeves. She said that Dracula director Francis Ford Coppola.
Coppola.
Coppola. Thank you. That was a bit aggressive, though.
It was. I think he's getting tired of having to read it.
Used a real Romanian priest for their wedding scene in the 1992 film, with the two actors undergoing an entire marriage ceremony before saying their I do's. And that's it, my guys. And Karen.
See?
Her and Keanu.
They married.
Keanu.
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 Keanu. We're
Keanu.
We're pronouncing
He's trying to sound
every
like
single
Arnold
consonant
Schwarzenegger there.
and vowel.
Keanu.
Say his name like Arnold.
Arnold.
Keanu.
Yeah.
Keanu. Get to the chopper.
This
I want to see those two in a movie together because
Yeah.
he's like so.
He's so chill and like.
Yeah, he's so chill, and then like Arnold over here
Whoa.
with like all the
All the
action and
intensity.
the intensity. Oh, they should make a John Wick movie, like a prequel.
John Wick versus Commando, or some shit like that.
No, they do like a prequel, like when John was like first in, and like Arnold's like one of the big wigs. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
One of the
Anyway.
people on the high
I
table.
think it'd be hilarious.
All right,
to see
favorite
it.
Winona movies. Eric,
Man,
go.
I'll probably go with Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands.
Heather's.
Heather's. I've
That's a
never
good
seen
one,
Heather's.
too.
I want to watch the Heather so bad. I just
That's-
But
don't
that's
know
good
where
why
to
I've
drama.
just never watched it.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm sure.
What is
oh,
it
it's
on?
so good.
TV.
Thank you.
I own it.
Do you really?
Favorite Winona movie.
It's on the box you
Probably
look
Edward
at.
Scissorhands. I love
Edward
that movie.
Scissorhands.
It's on Prime, Roku, Tubi, Pluto.
Nothing that I have.
You don't have Prime?
Not Prime.
Not me. Crystal does, and Dad.
We have Prime.
But no one remembers the passwords
Yes, we have
around
Prime.
here. So.
You don't need a password. Never mind. Anyway,
Well, you gotta call him
I
out
think
like that.
you don't need a fucking password. It's on my TV. You don't need
I was
a
gonna say
password.
it's got to be on the TV. Just
It is.
you
She just wants it up in her room,
I do want it up in my room.
and I'm not giving our Prime password to her.
He doesn't. Don't let him fool you. He don't even know the Disney password. I've been trying to get
That's
in there
different.
for
It's
months.
Disney. You can't order shit off of Disney.
Yeah, you can order stuff off Prime.
You can order anything off of anything if you really wanted to.
No, you can't. What
Yeah,
are you, a moron?
A little bit.
All right. Anyway, so my favorite one is probably with like Winona herself. Probably gonna be I think Beetlejuice. I like her character in Beetlejuice the most because she's that
Yeah.
like dark, gothic girl. That, and I grew up on Beetlejuice, and she was my childhood crush. So, and Lydia was always hot to me, along
Yeah.
with Wednesday, obviously.
For real?
Fuck yeah.
Wednesday? She was like 12.
I was like
We were
younger
younger.
than her.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I was thinking you were
You gotta
like
think
a teenager.
Christina Ricci, man. Like Christina Ricci, and
she's our
Winona-
age now,
Yeah,
so
she's
it's totally fine.
she's a little bit older than us.
yeah,
now.
a little bit. Yeah.
But
Still
anyway.
hot.
Huh?
She's still hot.
Yeah, she's still hot. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on here and let's get into what everybody's been watching.
What the hell have you been watching?
Karen, what you been watching, man?
Family Guy, High School High, Sky Sharks, Resurrection, Dick Tracy, The Curious Case of Natalia Grace Season 2, True Lies, Bone Collector, Dope Sick, and Wild Things.
You went on a rampage.
Yeah.
I hated
Shit.
that movie so much whenever I was a
Holy
kid.
shit.
What?
Which one?
The
Wild
hostility.
Things. That thing.
Not that.
Oh. What is it
Man.
called? Where the
You're
Wild
talking about
Things
Where the
Are?
Wild Things Are. That's
Dude,
not
that
what I
movie
watched.
scared me so bad. I
I love
hated
that
that
movie.
movie.
Where
I
the
love
Wild
that
Things
movie,
Are.
yeah.
I
I never
hated-
seen it.
I love the book as a kid though too.
Yeah, I
I
like
liked
the
the
book.
book. They read it in school, and then Mom was always like, "Just sit down and watch it." And I'm like, "I don't want to. They scare me."
I thought they were awesome. I thought that movie was great.
I've never seen the movie. I just read the
Yeah.
book when I was a
They
kid.
love
But that
it.
is not the movie I watched.
They still scare me. I see them on TV sometimes, like the advertisement for it, and I'm like,
I don't think I've seen it.
That's good. That's good. What have you been watching, Eric?
Not much. I did watch a little bit of the lady. I started watching a little bit of the Lady Ballers. That was actually kind of comical.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get around to that one.
So
That's it.
yeah,
It
pretty
gives me
much. I watched. I
anxiety.
mean, yeah, that's about it. That's all I really watched.
Madison, what you been watching, man?
Not much. While we were at Carolina and Bella's, we watched we watched a couple of Disney princess movies. Tangled, what's the one where with the Snow White? We watched that one.
What's the one with
We watched
the
Brave.
first one?
We watched
Was
Brave.
that the first one? Snow White?
Mhm.
We watched
Learned
Brave.
something new every
And
day.
then what's the one other than Sleeping Beauty? There's Snow White.
Cinderella?
No, the other one. There's one more.
Ariel?
No,
Like-
the next one.
Cinderella?
No.
Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White,
Belle?
Belle?
Yeah,
like
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
We watched Beauty and the Beast, like the original animated one, which I haven't seen since I was
Which
a
is
kid.
all of that shit's better than any of that
Uh-huh.
live action remake bullshit.
We said that too while we were watching it. We were like, these could literally never live up to anything that
Yeah.
they're making right now.
Mm.
No,
Yeah, I
this is
really-
why Disney's losing money.
I really wish they didn't do Aladdin, the live action. I really
I've never
wish
seen
they
any
It
of
was
the
I
live
liked
okay,
Will
but it was
Smith.
not nearly as good as the
No.
original.
Did you
I
guys?
I didn't really
um,
like Aladdin when I was a kid either.
Did you guys hear that like the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey went into public domain?
I think I heard that.
Yeah, I think it happened like last night at midnight, and Adult Swim put out, like as soon as it hit public domain, they put out an animation of Steamboat Willie humping
the cheese.
humping a thing of and it just says public domain bitch, and it's humping that.
I remember seeing one where like it was actually like the Mickey was taking the cheese and he was like rubbing it on his dick and creating holes.
Wow.
Yeah,
We're just gonna take it and run with it, huh?
Okay.
but I think this was
Well, he hit
before
public
the
domain,
I think
so-
this was back before the public domain.
Probably.
territory. I think they
Yeah, but you're
actually-
still
Walt
taking
Disney
Mickey
did it.
Mouse, and Disney's gonna be like, nah,
No, it's public domain now.
it doesn't matter.
They-
Disney
they-
will find a way. Like, it's Disney.
If it's public
And honestly,
domain,
I
you
think
can't-
doesn't Disney own Cartoon Network? They own everything
I-
else. You don't have to look it up. I
I'm
don't really
going
care
to
that
because like
much.
you're gonna talk.
He
So
said, don't
I
I
really
can.
know.
I have time.
Oh, fuck you.
look up the cheese animation I was telling you about.
No, I'm good.
So I watched Loki all the way through. I don't know if that was this week or last week. I think it was this week. I watched Loki all the way through, and then I watched
I still haven't seen that one.
Thor and Thor Dark World or whatever. Because I think I said I was going to watch that one, but I didn't yet. And then...
Warner Brothers. Who owns Warner Brothers?
Oh, that's not Disney. Warner
Okay.
Brothers is owned by well, I think they're their own company because they own DC.
Mm-hmm.
They own all kinds of shit.
Mhm.
Well, there you go. That's who owns
So,
them.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
they also
Disney-
own like Mortal
Disney and
Kombat,
Warner
Other
Brothers
Realm.
are competitive.
Mhm. So that's probably why they did it.
Yeah, they're like midnight. They put that out.
Yeah, Warner Brothers owns a lot of shit.
I also watched Return of the King.
She can't go 1 week.
Third Lord of the Rings.
Cool.
How many times is this?
7.
I don't know.
Ridiculous. Anyway, I watched some stuff. I watched a new episode of Reacher. We started watching that Bricklayer movie, and we turned it off halfway through because it was just too stupid for me.
Really?
Yeah, it was like, okay, so it's got Aaron Eckhart in it, and it's got that Nina Dobrev or whatever, Dobrev. And then it's got like, but like, I'm like, okay, you get this cast in here, and I'm like, did you give them incentive? Like, I don't understand. Because this script is bullshit. So like there's this one scene where like he's like, oh yeah, I lay brick, brick is all I care about. And like, you're just a bricklayer, dude. You're not even a mason. Just so you're aware, because if all you do is lay brick, you're just a bricklayer. That means you don't lay stone, you don't lay block, you're not an actual mason, you're just a bricklayer. That's one thing that I thought was really stupid. You're not even that talented.
It's more like the way you. I only care about.
That's what he
brick.
says. He's like, "I don't-" There's this like one scene where he's like, she's like, what do you got your bag for? He's like, I don't go anywhere without my tools. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you work for the CIA, but you also lay brick? Like, I don't understand this, for one. I don't understand why he's a bricklayer, but he also is like a CIA operative. Okay.
He
So-
encases all his victims in the brick.
No, like he's like retired or I don't know, retired or something. And they're like, no, you got to come back and find this guy because you're the one who said he was dead. Blah blah blah. And they're like, all right, so plot, like there's where your plot is. And then like, so like as soon as he's like done doing this, like he's like as a mason, I know to like watch the weather. You know if it's gonna rain or not. You're always watching the weather. He just gets done. He's like he polishes his brick with a rag for whatever reason. I don't know why he's doing this. He's obviously not a mason or a bricklayer because he's like wiping down his brick with a rag.
Did
I'm
you
like, what are
imagine going over to
doing?
Dad's house and he's like wiping down the outside of the house like
With a rag?
With a rag?
I didn't understand. It was like
What are
a
you
brush,
doing?
maybe like a big brush that you brush all the, okay. But then like out of nowhere, this guy shoots him. And he's like, oh, he goes down, and he's like, oh, I gotta distract him somehow.
Throw a brick at him.
No, well, you would think. No.
He throws a brick.
He slides it's pouring down rain. And right after he gets done laying this brick, I was like, your brick's ruined now.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's raining. It's pouring, as a matter of fact.
Call it
There was no
Falcon.
lead up to it either. There was like no drizzle. First it was like, rain. And I was like, oh, this is dumb. And then he's like hiding behind this like shaft thing or something. And he like slides, like to distract this guy. He like slides out a hard hat on the ground. And this guy is so dumb that he shoots at the hard hat. He's like, bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, how? What?
Okay.
Why are you
What-
shooting at the hard hat?
So-
What midget?
Yeah, I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? And the fights are really cool. Like, I thought the fight scenes were really good. They're well done. And I'm thinking, like Aaron Eckhart even, like, goes in full force. They're, like, going through walls and shit. And, like, that brick that he just laid up, they fucked that up.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
they're
it's
like- they're like-
raining. It wouldn't
And then
take
there's,
much.
like, this excavator thing that goes down the side of the building. And they're, like, fighting in that in the rain. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. All right. I get behind this. And, like, all the fight stuff is really good. And then, like, Aaron Eckhart brings it, dude. He, like, fucks people up. And I'm like, yeah, that's the best part about any of it. The
So,
fight
like,
scenes.
Fight scenes are great, but the dialogue is just shit.
Dialogue is shit. Story shit. The over-the-top fucking shenanigans. It's all retarded. Like, it's
So,
retarded as fuck. Like,
if you weren't a Mason, though, like
it would
for the-
still
for-
be
for the-
retarded.
okay, that's what I
It'd
was
still
going
be
to ask.
okay. So like, there's even this one part where he's like, because it's pouring down rain, right? It's the end of it's at night. I remind you, nobody's on this construction site, and he fucks up these guys. He throws one guy into like this little hole that they're getting ready to pour concrete in, I guess, and then he dumps the concrete on him. Like, why would they leave concrete in this thing overnight? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it would,
Yeah.
yeah, that doesn't make
So
any
that doesn't
sense.
make any sense to me. And then like,
They knew it was going to rain.
and there's another part where like he goes to, they follow this
They knew he
guy.
was gonna need
so they
it.
go to a different country and they're like in this country and they're like following this guy home because they need to get intel from him or whatever. So they go to his apartment and hide out, and he comes home and they get caught because this girl sneezes. She sneezes. She's a CIA operative and she sneezes and gives away their position.
She couldn't even get the.
Yeah, nothing.
Couldn't
She
do
can't
that.
hold it in her own. It's like a very chew. It's like, what
You can't
the
even
fuck?
get the-
You can't hold
It was,
it in
it,
at
was,
all.
it was the man sneeze.
Yeah, she's
You
like,
guys-
chew.
Get-
I was like, really?
hit it with your chest.
So then,
Couldn't do
like,
that.
he fights this guy. Another cool
Sound
fight
German.
scene. But out of nowhere, you know how he kills the guy? He sticks a trowel in this guy's neck.
Told you
His
we
bag
need
of
more
tools is
glitter.
there. I was like, where the fuck did his bag of tools come from?
He never goes anywhere without them.
Well, he didn't have them when he walked in the place. They
Well, he
weren't
put-
in his hand.
He put them there before
And if
he
they
got
were,
there.
I didn't see them. But I didn't understand why he brought his bag of tools
He's a
with
magician.
him.
He's a magician bricklayer.
I just no.
That can just
The
Magician
only
bricklayer.
useful
Do a little
weapon,
slide
the
on
only
the-
thing that
the
could be used
wrist.
for a weapon in his
I
bag
want
of
to see
tools.
that. I want to
Alright.
see his resume. That's
Makes
great.
sense.
Yeah,
Magician
I'm
bricklayer.
just saying, like, the only thing in his tool bag that would be used for a weapon is the trowel, which is the thing you lay the mud
Yeah.
with,
comes out,
you know?
comes out of his
And-
fucking shirt sleeve.
But I'm like, what? I'm just thinking, like,
he's got like.
I just don't understand why he's got a trowel. Like, dude, carry a gun.
That's
a
probably
gun.
what it is. He you know how the guns have that like mechanism when the gun comes into your hand. He probably has it for trowels.
Like, ching, like,
I'm a bricklayer.
after that, so
Bricklayer.
pretty much after that fight scene, she's like, oh my god, I can't believe I just messed that up. Blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, this movie is fucking stupid. I looked at Crystal and Ada. I'm like, you guys want to watch a different movie? They're like, yeah. I was like, cool.
We're all in
cut it off.
agreement.
I was like, yeah, I can't do it no more. It It was just dumb.
Where you had drool coming out of your mouth.
No, I was just like, I think by the end of the movie, I would have been so irritated that I wasn't happy. So I watched that, half of that, and then after that, I was like, Ada, what do you want to watch? She's like, horror or comedy. I said, all right, Zack and Miri make a porno.
Yes, you
So
can't
we
go
watched
wrong.
Zack and Miri make a porno, and she had never seen it before, and yeah, that shit's still.
She
fucking
came
funny.
upstairs.
funny.
She said, "That was the weirdest movie I've ever seen."
That movie's fucking hilarious.
No, she meant it in like a good way though.
Oh, that movie's fucking hilarious.
There's a lot of gratuitous
it's
nudity.
just
Yeah,
it's
it's very-
it's pretty graphic, but it's fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
Girl shits all
And
over
if you
dude's
can
face.
take that shit with like and make it like it's funny, like definitely just don't. It's not for the faint of heart. That's for
Mm-mm.
sure.
It's not for family either.
And then I watched so I watched Reacher, the new episode.
You mean I shouldn't let my kids watch it? Is that what you're saying?
Have you?
I gave it to Jack to watch tonight.
Oh.
Damn right you did.
Yeah, he's watching it
He's
right
gonna
now.
know all about the birds and the bees by the time you get home.
He already does.
Oh. So I started watching that show Silo.
Oh,
It's on Apple.
Yeah,
I'm about 4 episodes deep, and that's a pretty good show, man.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Apple I hear has got some good stuff, but
They
the
do.
problem is that it's like few and far between, so it's not enough to buy.
Well,
like,
they've
buy
got
the
that.
sys-
So they've got a few shows that I want to check out. They got that.
Yeah,
I thought about checking that. What's that one called?
there's a few that Jeremiah was interested
It's not.
in
Is
too.
it called Arrival? The Arrival
I don't remember.
or something like that. It's another TV show about like an alien invasion. And then I want to watch Monarch, which is that Godzilla thing.
I think that was the one he wanted to watch.
I want to
too.
watch that. So they've got a few good, and they definitely put a lot of money into their shit. So.
Yeah.
And then we all like that's also where we watched that movie with Mark Wahlberg that.
The one with the wife
Yeah,
that did
the Family Plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then we started watching the One Piece live action
Without me.
show on Netflix. That I was like, this is probably going to be dumb, but the kids will watch it during. I got tired of watching Impractical Jokers every day. I was like, we need to watch something else. So I put that on, and now we're all glued to it. So we're about 4 episodes into that.
We
5
just
episodes.
finished the fourth
Yeah.
episode.
So it's a pretty good show too. I was like pretty surprised. It's pretty upbeat. It's funny. It's very lighthearted and fun. So
That's how the anime is too.
Yeah.
which I like anime, so I understand why. But yeah, that's pretty much all I watch. I think that's all I watched this week. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I didn't get to see. There was a movie, this horror movie that's supposed to be coming out. I can't remember what the name of it anymore. Just want to share it to you guys, but I can't think of what it is. If it comes up again, I'll have to share it to you.
Okay.
Did
I
I
can't
show
remember
you?
what it
this?
is. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
It's a quarter ring.
Oh. Made out of a quarter.
Yeah.
Huh.
Base boyfriend made it for me.
Gay.
They were making them in science class.
Oh.
He made one.
Come
for
in here and
Maddie,
destroy
too.
money.
That's pretty much what it was too. That's what Maddie said. She walked in the room. She said, "Mr. Webb, isn't this technically destroying money, which is illegal?"
Yes.
And he was like, "It's for the purpose of science."
Okay.
I was like, "Okay." I love Mr. Webb. He was my favorite teacher freshman year. I miss having him.
All right. Well, let's move on here. Let's get into our movie here. And this week we're doing Beetlejuice.
Let's talk about the movie.
Oh boy, the memories. I'll be honest with you. This movie was not as good as I remembered.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it. I still love it. Don't get me wrong, but it moved too fast, man. It went way too fast.
You think?
Oh yeah. I will read Beetlejuice this week. It's not that long. What? You just read Winona Ryder. Well, that's a tongue twist. Say that 10 times fast.
Winona
Winona
Ryder.
Winona
No,
Ryder,
red Winona Ryder.
Red Winona Ryder, red Winona. I can't do it.
Can't do
Red
it.
Rum. Red Rum.
Red
Rum.
Rum.
Red Rum.
Red Rum Winona Ryder.
All right, Karen, give us that plot synopsis.
After an untimely death, a newly dead New England couple seek help from a deranged demon exorcist to scare an affluent New York family out of their home. Comedy fantasy, 1 hour and 32 minutes, PG. Alec Baldwin is Adam, Gina Davis as Barbara, Jeffrey Jones as Charles, Catherine O'Hara as Delia, Winona Ryder as Lydia, and Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice.
All right. Eric, would you watch and recommend?
Yes and yes.
Karen?
Yep.
Madison?
Yeah, yes, and to whoever hasn't heard of it, yeah.
I'm going to say the same thing. Yes and yes. It's one of the very few Tim Burton movies that I'll be like, you should probably watch that one. So, this and probably Edward Scissorhands are probably the only two I can
One of
think
the neatest things I think about this movie is probably the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
one of the coolest things I learned about it.
Danny Elfman is definitely like
he's
going full Danny Elfman in this movie.
Well,
so
it's not. I mean, he's done compositions for not just Tim Burton stuff, but like the thing that I really like about this movie, and I found this out not like years ago, but the composition for this movie specifically, the theme, is supposed to be impossible to do, like specifically like that up and down with the horns that they do is supposed to be impossible, and until he did it. So I found that interesting. I always found that interesting about the music.
I dig it. I like the music.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite things about the movie, honestly.
Up and down with the horns.
I'll play it when we get done, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
All right, let's get into the movie here. All right. So, Beetlejuice. Barbara and Adam Maitland decide to spend their vacation decorating their idyllic. God damn it! I can't fucking speak.
See? It's the weather. It's the weather.
All right, hold on. Let me. me. Sorry.
That was good.
I hear this helps too.
Gotta like stroke
Mm-hmm.
the throat.
Yep. Stretch it out a little.
Stretch it out.
Do the laugh, Dad. No, you gotta do the laugh, the SpongeBob laugh. Go ahead.
I don't know how to do it.
You just move your throat and laugh.
No, I'm good. Anyway.
What?
Their idyllic Connecticut country home. As the two are driving home from a trip to town, Barbara swerves to avoid a dog and the car plunges into a river.
Hit the dog.
After they return home, Adam decides to retrace their steps as they can't remember how they got home. Upon stepping outside, he's taken to a desert world with monstrous sandworms, there's only one, before being pulled back in by Barbara.
It's insinuated that there's more than one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
maybe they all look the same.
Yeah, there's just they only show one at a time.
Yeah.
Even
Maybe
though
the rest are shy.
Even though he had been gone less than a minute, Barbara claims he has been gone for 2 hours. She and Adam notice that they now lack reflections, and they discover a handbook for the recently deceased and realize they did not survive the drowning. Karen, you want to show them your book?
The handbook for the recently diseased.
Deceased, yeah.
That's probably like my favorite, like
he's like
line in that movie
because
it's so
it's so
subtle, yeah.
Deceased.
Yeah.
Deceased.
Because she's like, you can tell it's something that she has to do all the time.
Yeah.
She's
always
like
correcting.
diseased or deceased. Yeah, deceased. That's what I said.
The house is sold, and the new owners, the Dietz family, arrive from New York City. Charles Dietz is a former real estate developer, his wife Delia a sculptor, and his goth daughter Lydia from his first marriage is an aspiring photographer.
It's like a very, very mixed
family. Yeah.
So before, I never realized that she was just the stepmom.
Yeah,
really.
I never caught on to it.
I never caught on to it. I don't think I just ever paid
Seriously?
attention.
I didn't. Yeah.
Oh my god! Like there was so many. There was so many things that like Jeremiah would ask the question. I'm like, dude, like they explained that, and he's like, when? And I'm like, they already did. Like, I guess I've seen this movie 1,000 times.
Well, the problem,
not
like
me,
I said,
and I still
the
knew
problem
that.
with this movie is it moves so fast through, especially for the first half of the movie. It like just powers through everything. Like they're alive, they're dead, then they're going to the afterlife. Like all that takes place in like 10 minutes.
I don't know. I watched this movie like, I don't know, so much maybe that I don't.
It doesn't phase
I
you.
well, yeah, it
Nothing's
doesn't
new to
fade. It
you,
doesn't.
yeah.
Yeah, nothing's new to me. Like I know all of this stuff. Like so.
I mean, I've seen this movie a lot too, but I haven't seen it in a long time though either.
The
so.
only thing, and you guys are gonna laugh at me, and probably all of you will too. So go ahead, it's fine. But there's a part in there where Lydia says, "My dad doesn't walk away from equity."
Yeah.
When I was little, the way she says it, it sounds like she says equity, and I thought she was talking about a person. And it took like me being a grown person and having a home.
She's like an adult.
And then watching it like as an adult with my first home and knowing what equity is and her saying it and going, oh, she's saying equity, not equity.
Equity.
That's the only thing that
Equity.
that is the only thing that has ever surprised me watching this on a subsequent watching this rewatching it as an adult.
You never wondered as a kid, like, who's Eck Woody?
Yeah,
like,
I did.
Yeah?
I did. I'm like, I don't know who that is. I don't. Then here's nobody else ever talks about this guy. Nobody.
Girl, they're coming for you. You're not
Maybe they're
supposed to
saying
know
Ed
who Eck
Wood.
Woody is.
Yeah, maybe
He did direct Ed Wood.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I was very confused by that. Yes, but I just shrugged it off.
Okay, hold on. Where did I go now? Okay. Okay, under the guidance of interior designer Otho, Delia begins to transform the house into a posh modern art piece. Consulting the
Otho.
handbook, the Maitlands travel to a netherworld waiting room populated by other distressed souls, where they discover that the afterlife is structured according to a complex bureaucracy involving vouchers and the usual overworked caseworkers. The Maitland's caseworker Juno informs them that they must remain in the house for 125 years. If they want the deets out of the house, it is up to them to scare them away.
I was confused by that when she said, that was one thing like I never understood either when she said you spent 125 years in that house. I always thought she said you spent as if they were there for 125 years. And I'm like, they just died.
I don't understand why they got to spend 125 years.
Yeah, and then where do they go afterwards? So like, what is this supposed to be like? Do they get to leave at that point and then have free roam? Like,
or do they pass over?
Or do they go to like whatever the afterlife is after that? Like in that
whoever was obsessed
or
with
whatever,
death,
you know, like
death,
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Like, yeah, I don't know where do they go.
Right.
Whoever was obsessed with death, obviously.
I'm assuming that at that point you get free roam because it's the only thing that makes sense.
Maybe they go to the world where the Corpse Bride takes place.
Maybe. I'm just assuming at that point you get free roam because it's the only thing that makes sense because other ghosts seem to have free roam.
I'd hate to be stuck in my house after I die for 125 years.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to either.
I'm assuming that's how you learn the ropes. And then you get to have free roam because of that.
Though.
I don't know.
For 125 years?
Right?
That's ridiculous.
Right.
I mean, you'd eventually, the owners that would take over after that, if they died in your house, they'd be with you, you know.
The whole time.
I think it's largely dependent on you. Like, if you're attached to something, that's where you end up. They were very attached to that house. So, unless those owners were very attached to that house, too, I don't know.
I don't either. All right.
Moving on.
Yeah. If they want the deets out of their house, it is up to them to scare them away. The Maitlands' attempt at scaring the family prove counterproductive, despite their ability to shapeshift into monsters. While the Maitlands are away seeing Juno, Lydia discovers the handbook and reads it. Although Adam and Barbara remain invisible to Charles and Delia, Lydia can see the ghost couple and befriends them. See, I never understood that as a kid, but I know now. It's because she read from the book.
Mm-hmm.
So now I understand that, like, because I was like, why does Lydia see him, but nobody else does?
Oh, no,
Well,
she sees them because
She has
a connection to death.
She likes death. No, they said in the movie that she can see him because she read from the Book of the Dead.
No, she said they said you read the book and you understood it. She said, yeah. And they said, you know, how can you see us? And she said, you know, it's one of the most famous lines. She says, you know, how can you see us and no one else can? And she says, In the book, it says something about,
So living people tend to ignore
you're
the
the
odd
strange
and
and unusual. I myself am strange and unusual.
She says that.
Okay.
So she can see them and she can understand the book because that's what she is. She has an obsession with death and strange things.
Okay. That makes sense, too.
Yeah.
She's a little fucked in the head.
Little fucked up.
Yeah.
Against Juno's advice, the Maitlands contact the miscreant Beetlejuice, Juno's former assistant and now freelance bioexorcist ghost, to scare away the Deets. However, Beetlejuice quickly offends the Maitlands with his crude and morbid demeanor.
His groping.
Yeah, his groping, like trying to feel up his wife and
Constantly.
yeah.
Which okay. This is going to put a whole new spin on it. I was going to wait for trivia. Maybe I should still wait for
I
trivia.
would wait.
Just tell
No,
us.
it's going to make it better.
Tell
Okay.
us.
90% of what Michael Keaton did and said in this movie, he ad-libbed.
I believe that,
Are you
yeah.
for real?
Yeah, which
Nice fucking model!
then that was because the tree wasn't supposed to fall down. And it did.
I know, I saw the way he looked at it, I was like, I bet that wasn't supposed to fall over.
It wasn't. And they decided to keep it in because that was fucking hilarious. Yeah.
God damn it.
Sorry.
The small...
That made it more enjoyable for me because I did trivia as like I was
Whoa.
going a little bit before we started just because I've seen it, And that was one of the first things I learned and I was like, okay. So we're watching it. I'm like, that is 10 times better.
He's like,
He did too, because he kicked it over and he looked at it like he was a little
fuck?
stunned that
Nice
it fell
fucking
over.
model.
Where was I? All
I
right.
like how Alec Baldwin had to pick the tree up.
They reconsider bringing him or hiring him, though, to stop him from wreaking havoc on the Deets. The small town's charm and the supernatural events inspire Charles to pitch his boss Maxie Dean on transforming the town into a tourist hotspot. But Maxie wants proof of the ghosts using the handbook of the recently deceased. Otho conducts what he thinks is a
Summoning.
seance and summons Adam and Barbara, but they begin to decay as Otho had unwittingly performed an exorcism instead.
oh, is that what that was?
Scroll.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why Otho's an idiot.
Yeah,
Oh.
because he didn't know how to read the fucking book. Horrified, Lydia begrudgingly summons Beetlejuice for help, but he agrees to help her only on the condition that she marry him, enabling him to freely cause chaos in the mortal world.
Why is being married what brings him to do that?
It would
Tie him to the
it would
real
tie
world.
him to the living
Is
Yeah.
that what
the
he
living
said?
world.
Yeah, it ties him to the living world.
It's kind of like, when you move to another country and you marry somebody in that country, then it means you can stay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Why it had to be an underage girl, I don't know. Probably because she was the only one available.
Probably.
Right, that was kind of weird. Like, she's like 16, right? Like,
Right, but Delia's off the table and Barbara's dead, so...
Could always marry Otho.
He could have.
I don't think that's going to work either. That was illegal then.
Might have been frowned upon.
It might have been... I don't think they would have allowed that one either.
Then Beetlejuice saved the Maitlands, disposes of Maxie and his wife and Otho, and prepares a wedding before a ghastly minister, which the minister looked awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Maitlands intervene before the ceremony is completed, and Barbara riding a sandworm through the house to devour Beetlejuice, which is fucking hilarious. Like, that whole part was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, the Dietzes and Maitland, the Dietzes and Maitlands agree to live in harmony within the house. Beetlejuice is stuck in the afterlife waiting room. There, he attempts to cut in front of a witch doctor who shrinks his head in retaliation.
Wow! no.
Yeah, I think
This
this
might
would
be
be
a
a good
good
look
look
for
on
me.
me. Yeah.
Didn't we used to have a little Beetlejuice toy?
I had
with
a
his
Beetlejuice toy that had his like it was his grave, and then it had a big head. He was in the groom,
Yeah,
the tux.
they had the small head.
And he had the big head, and then if you took the big head off, it had the small head underneath, and if you pressed a button, it would spin. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wonder what happened to it.
I think I took it to Jim's. Most things
Okay,
I took
I
to
thought it was
Jim's.
at grandma's.
Being Beetlejuice, however, he remains upbeat.
Yeah.
This could be a good look for me. Meanwhile, Adam, Barbara, and Lydia are seen in a remodeled part of the house dancing to Harry Belafonte's Jump in the Line,
I love this song.
with Lydia floating in the air to celebrate Lydia's getting an A on her math test at school. The end.
So I got a question. What the hell was
Just
the point?
one?
Yeah. What,
Yeah.
the,
Right?
I've got a lot too, but
what the hell was the point of the Asian girl that was like sitting next to Otho? What was
I
her
have no
purpose?
She was just there.
I thought she was his date.
That's what I thought too. But like, then again, it was like they were just like either exes
Where did she
or
even go after?
she left with.
They
the
seemed
other
very
two.
Oh,
unhappy
that's right,
together, but I
she
think they
left,
were.
yeah.
Yeah, I think they were that was his date, but they didn't seem very happy together.
She just seemed like very.
That's that artsy fartsy shit for you. They never look happy.
Right.
Wasn't she like suicidal or something like
Yeah,
that?
he was like poking at her like the whole time at dinner.
Hmm.
If you weren't suicidal, then
They just seem like a normal, like he said, artsy fartsy New York couple.
Yeah, like they're
honestly.
like they both feel like they're too good for each other, but at the same time, getting behind closed doors, they probably fuck like rabbits. Who knows?
Probably.
So,
I
even
liked-
though Otho, I'm sure, doesn't like women.
Yeah.
He
I
doesn't
don't
seem
think
like
he likes
a.
anyone.
He doesn't seem like the women loving type.
Yeah.
Pastels were
more
not
like a
his
woman
color.
beater.
He's wearing that fucking. What is that? 70s.
Tuxedo.
No, what the hell
Oh,
do they
that
call those?
pastel colored fucking.
What do they call those?
Oh, I know. What
Cousin
you're
Eddie was wearing one.
saying. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They do have a name for them.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called. though.
God, I can't remember
Yeah.
either. They're like
Jumpers.
no, they're not jumpers. They're like a suit. It's kind of
It's
it's
a-
a kind
it's
of
a-
suit.
It's a suit, kind of like gangsters wear zoot suits.
Yeah,
Like this is another type of suit. That blue one is that he was wearing.
yeah.
And a lot of times kids will wear, like back in the day, they'd wear them to prom and shit like that.
Mhm.
I can't remember what the fuck they're called though.
No,
They got that fucking ruffly shit and
Mhm.
everything.
yeah, there's different kinds,
Yeah.
but yeah, that one's
I always thought they were
shit.
called
In the
tuxes.
80s?
No, just put in what kind of suit was Otho wearing in Beetlejuice. Just put that in. See what pops up. Because look, I'm telling you, that's gonna drive me nuts.
Yeah, there's a name for it.
Yeah. Leisure suit.
That's what
Leisure
it is.
suit.
Yeah, it's a leisure suit.
Thank
no,
you.
it's not a leisure suit.
It's a leisure suit.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. It's a pastel leisure suit.
You might be right about it. I think you're right. A leisure suit.
I liked when
You
she
only
said
get one
It
that.
was so like small on him too.
I know it was so tight. Like, she says that she was gonna go and like wallpaper the guest room. How many bedrooms were in that house?
It looked like
Get out this
they made it
house.
seem like a lot, but I bet that house is small.
There's at least 4 though,
Yeah,
so they only have 1 guest room.
I guess.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
Fuck the guest.
It was a
I don't know.
leisure suit.
yeah.
yeah.
I don't
Like,
know why. I don't know why they want to put like fucking wallpaper all over this house anyway.
I know. I hate. Like,
I hate
Look.
wallpaper in general.
I told Jeremiah.
I'm thinking like I'm on Delia's side
I
a
hate-
little bit. Like,
yeah, I
let's,
hate
let's put some
wallpaper.
style in this
And it
house.
looked cool too. The house
I
did.
liked their style, except okay, if you could take the 2 styles and kind of marry them,
Yeah,
leave the woodwork.
yeah, I agree.
And then everything else, the
Paint the
way Delia
walls,
and them
though.
had. That's what I'm saying. Leave everything else the way Delia and them had it, but leave the fucking woodwork alone.
Yeah, put some style in it at least.
Yeah,
though.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, just leave the fucking woodwork alone, but you can do anything else,
Mm-hmm.
and leave the library alone, like he
And they had
said.
that bitch remodeled fast too. Like it wouldn't even.
She said 3
2
months. They were
months?
gone 3
3
Oh,
months.
that's true. I guess
Yeah,
they were gone
and if
for
you've
3
got people
months.
working for you, and you're not the one doing the work, then it happens quick.
Depends. Are you hiring me? Because it ain't getting done fast.
Oh man! And then who puts their vacuum cleaner in the garage?
That is a good question. I was like, why is your vacuum cleaner in the fucking garage? Like,
Because I mean,
She's like, all this dust and
Either
cobwebs.
way-
I was like, well, you got a broom, don't you?
well,
or
either
something?
way they had to go. They had to go down steps. Like, who wants to carry their vacuum cleaner up 20
Yeah.
steps to go in and out of the house?
That's so weird. Well, you don't have closets or nothing to put your vacuum cleaner in?
I mean, the house is huge.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me they didn't have at least somewhere to stick that damn
like
thing.
that tiny closet that they had the rest
I
of the
just thought it
cleaning
was
stuff
weird
in.
that their hobby, like the main area of the house that they stayed in the most was the attic.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the attic. Like, not even before they were dead, it seemed like they just spent most of their time in the attic.
Well, I think he was working on that model a lot,
Yeah,
which the
fuck
model
that,
is
dude.
cool as hell.
The model was cool, but like, why would you build? Like, if I got a whole 4-room house, big old house, like just me and my wife, like I'm gonna dedicate one of them rooms. He's got a study. He's got all these other rooms.
Like that library area had enough wall or floor space. He could have put it in there.
Yeah, I didn't understand it. I was like, why is he doing this up in his attic? Just a weird place to have a nice model that you, I don't know, whatever. I guess
Nice fucking model.
nice fucking model.
Yeah.
You guys remember the cartoon?
Yes, we
Nothing-
started watching
nothing.
an episode of it.
Nothing like the movie.
Oh,
No, hell no.
Nothing like.
No, Beetlejuice wasn't a bad guy in the cartoon.
No.
He was
No.
like just this like goofy protagonist essentially.
Yeah.
Kind of like Harley.
Kind of.
Kind of. Yeah.
So one of the questions I had was, Lydia had the skeleton key to get into any room in the house. So the first thing she does with it, of course, is take it up to the attic.
Mm-hmm.
She puts it in, and they immediately get a screwdriver, knock it out of the
It
keyhole.
wasn't a screwdriver, it was a knitting needle.
Whatever. Knock it out of the keyhole. Right?
Details.
Knock it out of the
Karen.
keyhole, and then it falls down, and then we never see it again.
Yeah, she never tries it again, does she?
No. Like, did it just fucking disappear from existence?
Well, what else would she need it for than the attic?
That's my point. She never wants to try it again?
Why would she? She's like, I think they just want to be left alone.
Sure, but why wouldn't she pick it up and at least hold on to it?
Maybe she did.
Okay.
Just saying.
Maybe she put it in her underwear drawer.
Maybe she
I
put it
also
in her
didn't
underwear
understand
drawer.
why Barbara and Adam's family didn't come and take their personal possessions after they passed.
Maybe they don't have any family.
They do, because Jane and
Jane was supposedly
yeah,
family.
she literally walked up when she gave the skeleton key to Lydia, and she said they were family. We were devastated.
I don't think that was true.
I don't think
though.
that they were really family. I think that
Yeah,
was she was just
Even
saying
still,
that.
like April, like she's not my blood family, but if I was the only one that was around and she passed, you're damn right I'd be going to her house and cleaning up her shit.
Right.
I wouldn't just leave it there for
But
strangers.
that lady was awfully selfish though too. I don't think she really cared about them. She's just
I guess.
she would come
She
off as one
wanted
of them
to
types
sell
of
the
ladies
house.
is like, yeah.
Well,
Sold
did you
your
guys notice,
house.
like,
Peace.
even after they did all the renovations, they took it so literally when he said, "Don't touch this room." Like, there was still a wedding picture of Adam
Yeah.
and Barbara in the library. So, like, I found that strange that, like, nobody came to take their stuff. Nobody.
Yeah, like they didn't even auction anything off or nothing.
No.
There could have been some nice stuff in there too.
Well, she did keep the wedding dress and
Mhm.
tux. It was just strange. I don't know why she held on to that stuff.
I don't really have anything on this movie.
I have a lot.
Oh, do
Well, I don't
you?
have really a lot, but I noticed a lot of things that I had questions on. And they're questions I've always had, but I actually have a platform
I
on
have a
which to
question.
ask them.
Why the fuck was that truck drivable?
Yeah, that was one of them.
Why is the truck drivable? Why can't he drive the truck?
Because he's got his
It's a
Beetlejuice
toy
magic.
truck.
You know what it is?
It's a wind up.
No, you know what it
Yeah.
is? You know how they can, they have, like, you know, ghost powers?
Yeah, that's what I was
Like, they
saying.
can
it's his
move people and they
Beetlejuice
can-
magic.
They can move, they can make,
Ghost
Uh,
magic, movie
well,
magic.
they can make shrimp into hands. Why can't they move a truck?
It's true, I guess. But it sounded like it started up like a truck.
Why can't they make a-
How
make-
did he
you know what I
make
mean?
all them women just appear out of nowhere with lights and everything?
No, Juno did that.
Juno did that.
The
Case
case
Oh
worker.
yeah.
But still, I mean, if she can do that, I mean, I'm sure that she's had a few more years to work
Right.
on her craft. But I'm just saying, like, if they've got that kind of power, then
She summoned a house full of succubus.
yeah. But like the So in the afterlife, if you commit suicide, you're a caseworker, you're a civil servant.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that Beetlejuice was her assistant, which would mean that he must have committed suicide. But he seems pretty selfish. I don't think he would have committed suicide.
I don't think he committed suicide.
Then why would he be a civil servant?
Oh.
If he was her assistant?
I don't know.
Because everybody that worked there was
A suicide.
suicide.
Yeah, I
All
guess-
civil servants were suicide victims.
Yeah, I guess you're right, because she, like, the one lady slit her wrist.
So, yeah,
The other
so
guy
the
was
other
hang-
guy-
If I
was
knew what I know
hanging.
now, I wouldn't
Yeah,
have had
one
one
guy
guy
was
stepped
hanging.
in front
The
of
other
a
guy
car.
stepped in front of a
A
bus
train,
or something.
yeah.
And then you see the other guy is hung.
That
Yeah.
one chick slit her throat.
Yeah, Juno slit her
Yeah.
throat.
What about all the skeletons? What they do?
Maybe they.
Well, they're just decayed at this. I don't fucking know, but I mean that's what they. I mean, Otho even says it. You know, if you commit suicide, you become a civil servant, and you know they make a joke about it. But
I didn't even hear that part. See, another one I didn't catch.
I've seen it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
you
wonder
just
how
weren't paying
Beetlejuice
attention.
died.
I
'cause
was
Well,
dozing
that's-
it
that's-
out,
that's
though.
what
I was
I
pretty
don't-
tired
He
lately.
kind of looks like he just like, I don't know, fell in a toxic waste.
Well, he.
Who
That's
was?
another thing. That's
Beetlejuice.
mold.
The mold.
Yeah, that's mold. I don't even know if it's mold or like mold. I guess it is probably mold.
It's mold.
Yeah, he's
Michael
just-
Keaton picked every aspect of the.
That's good because
character.
it looks good. Honestly,
Yeah.
I like the green mold shit coming out from his by his ears and hair. And
He
stuff.
picked pretty much every aspect of the character. Like
Yeah.
when he went in, and they said, you know, like Tim Burton, you know, he's like, you know, what do you? Or he's like, you know, how does the character look? And Tim Burton, you know, had an idea or whatever. Michael Keaton was like, nah, this is how it looks. And he went in.
That makes me curious what his idea was.
It just says that he had an idea of what it would look like, but he. You know,
I'm
when-
assuming he probably had an idea, and then
when Michael Keaton told him
Michael
what
Keaton
he
probably
thought.
added more to it.
Well,
Like,
when-
"Oh, let's do it like this.
When Michael Keaton told him what he thought, Tim Burton said, "I think yours is better."
Okay.
And he went into the makeup person and told her, he's like, I want my hair to look like I stuck my finger into an electric socket. I want there to be mold. I want there to be, you know, just like he told her, you know, I want to look gross. I want to look, you know, nobody wants to be near me is how I want to look.
He looks like a decaying hick.
I mean,
He looks like a decaying, like,
Maybe.
sleazeball, like, real estate agent. That's what he looks like. Or a sleazeball lawyer.
used car salesman.
Or a used car salesman. Yeah, there
Sleazy.
you go.
You
Yeah,
know,
sleazy.
it kind of fits the description, like how he killed himself. Maybe to have like drank himself to death or something stupid like that.
That could be. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't understand that because as soon as she said he was her assistant, and I never put two and two together before, if he was her assistant, then he had to have killed himself.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't fit his personality.
Well,
Unless
maybe he killed himself on
unless
accident.
he, like,
unless
drank
he didn't
himself
have
to
that
death or
that
something.
personality until he went to the afterlife and realized the kind of power he would have in the afterlife.
That's true, too. Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Maybe he killed himself out of greed, though. Maybe he killed himself because he was in debt to some, like, loan sharks or something. He's like, all right, well, I'm going out this way. You ain't taking me out.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because a
One
lot
those
of
things.
psychopaths and sociopaths
Yeah.
will do that because
People will do that
it's their last-
because of how selfish
it's
they are.
it's their last, you know,
Big
like
gesture.
well, it's
Their
their
big
it's
hoorah.
their last way to say, you know, this is my power move. Like I have the last say.
Yeah.
You don't. I do. Like a lot of guys
You didn't kill me. I killed me.
exactly like a lot of people that are sentenced to death. Like they'll be like, nah.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
don't get-
Maybe
you
he
don't
did
get
that,
to
like,
check
fuck
that.
you, like a big fuck you.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
possibility. That's a good idea. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, if it came to that and needed to be explained, I'm sure that's the way they would go with it.
Yeah.
So
Why did they hang out the window if they couldn't be seen?
I didn't
I
understand
don't
that
think-
either. Like, why are you hanging out the window?
The only one that could see him was Lydia, and Lydia's not going to tell.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe in case someone else could see them.
And so you remember when Juno says to them, when she says, get rid of the deets yourselves, blah blah blah. You know, when they first get back to the house after the 3 month after they come back, and she says, you know, get rid of the deets yourselves, use what you know, blah blah blah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, and they're like, she's like, well, we tried. She goes, yeah, I heard. Pull your faces off in front of people that can't see you. That doesn't really work. And then they go back later,
Yeah.
and she's like, show me what you got, and they transform their faces. How is that any different?
Yeah, no shit.
And she loves that idea.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Now you. And yeah, I didn't understand that either. I was like, wait, so that's not any scarier than ripping your face off.
Well,
fact,
they
ripping
still
your
can't
face
see
off
it.
might be
Yeah, and they still
scary.
can't see it.
I mean, how is it any different? Like, she chastises him the first time, and then the second time she's like, yeah, that's a good idea.
All she did was scare the balls out of Lydia.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, the only person you're going to scare is the one person who can see you and the one person that likes you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any sense.
The one person that you actually want around.
Yeah. Final question. Maxie Dean and his wife. Do you think
Who's
they
it?
died?
That's a good question. I thought that's a
They
good
just disappeared.
You don't know anything
you don't
about
see
them after
them
that.
again. They're just
They're
gone.
just, like, I guess they're just hanging out on the roof or something.
I
Like,
mean, they're just
or up on the
gone.
second floor. They're like, just like, oh, this is one of the bed. This is a nice bedroom.
Yeah, even the epilogue, like, you don't hear
No,
anything.
nothing.
You don't
Mm-mm.
see anything.
Nope.
They're just gone.
They're in space.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Like, you don't even, like, there's no even ghost version of them. They're just gone.
Maybe
Yeah.
their souls died with them.
They had no souls.
That was the last thing I had. And those are all questions that I've always
Let me
had.
ask everybody, who's your favorite character?
Lydia.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'll stick with Beetlejuice. He's too damn funny.
Beetlejuice is too
He's-
easy.
he's an asshole, but he's funny.
Everybody wants Beetlejuice. Like, everybody loves Beetlejuice. I would say Lydia just because Beetlejuice is too easy.
Yeah, I like Lydia a lot too. I like the mom. She's kind of crazy, but I like Lydia.
Delia,
a lot more.
yeah, Delia's a close second.
That's
Like,
'cause
she-
Oh no, it's not
She's
easy
such a-
to like the protagonist.
She can be such a bitch too. Like, she's so funny that. But I mean, Catherine O'Hara, you cannot go wrong,
love
man.
Catherine
She's
O'Hara.
fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
like
love that
Catherine
scene where she's like, "Can we play family just for tonight?"
Hmm.
I think my favorite character is the priest.
Really? He's got like 3 lines.
I like him. I think he's cool.
He's cool looking. I liked his hands.
That's what I liked. I like the way he looks.
Yeah, I liked his hands. How long they
I like
were.
him, and I like
Just look like a midget alien.
and I like the football team.
I don't think we survived, Coach.
Really?
gave
How
you the
did you
first-
guess?
Bad idea.
I like them. Everybody likes Beetlejuice, of course.
Well, that's
but,
what I'm saying too. Beetlejuice is too easy.
Yeah, but that's too easy. But like, you gotta like, and then I love Otho. As dumb as
Oh.
he is, I love Otho.
Yeah.
Why did he come in through the window?
Because he's fucking.
He said it's
Otho.
bad luck.
retarded.
He said it's bad luck to come in through the front door. I'm like,
What?
how do you plan on leaving? And then you gonna go out through the window every time?
Right.
I didn't understand that. Whatever.
Maybe it's just bad luck to come in the first
first
time,
time through the
and then you
front
can
Yeah,
do it
maybe.
afterwards.
He still got bad luck. Maybe
I think
it's
it'd
bad
be
luck
more
to come
bad.
in through the
Yeah, I was
window.
about to say more bad luck come through a window.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he almost had the window come down on him.
Uh-huh.
He's kind of an
Just
idiot.
tearing
but-
down
The
the
window
house
did
to
come
come
on.
in.
He's an idiot in everything he's been in.
That's
Right,
true.
He was in Demolition Man, and he was an
He
idiot
kind of
in
plays
that.
the same guy.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I think he's typecast, but he does play it well.
He passed away though. Sadly.
He did. He
Oh.
did. It was very sad.
So, anyway, is that everybody's notes and everything?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into rating and reviewing Beetlejuice.
Let's review this bitch.
What movie? When
Is
do you-
this anybody's first time watching it? No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's
I
my,
don't.
my
Anybody.
first time.
If you
Is it-
haven't,
Well, I didn't know if
I
Madison
think
had ever
this
seen
is one of
it,
those
or-
movies that if you haven't seen it already, you're probably not gonna watch it. Like at this point in your like, especially at our age,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
or you know what I mean? Like, if you haven't seen it by our age, then you're probably have no interest in watching the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you should though.
Yeah,
You
you,
really
definitely
should.
should. I agree.
watch in 4K at least.
Did you not like the DVD?
very very gritty.
Oh, I'll
I
tell
have
you
the
what.
Blu-ray. So,
So we had the 4K, and there were certain things that like we were watching it, and Jeremiah's like, "Oh, you can see this, and you can see that."
like
And I'm
like the pre-size, so you can see the
yeah, you can still see
see
him
the-
in the fireplace after he's supposed to be gone.
Well, that and also you can see his eyes. You can see like how they're like there's like a black cloth in there
yeah,
to make it look
Yeah.
hollow, but they're not.
yeah.
Obviously,
But like I told him, I said it's just like some of the other movies we've watched. There were certain things you could not see before, and then when they get it in high def and they
Yep.
redo it, you're gonna see it.
they knew how to
They-
manipulate that back in the day with
Yeah.
their low resolutions.
Yep.
Mhm.
But you think that most filmmakers would be like, yeah, but one of these days they might have a higher resolution.
No.
You don't think they think like that?
No,
No.
I don't think they think that way.
I mean, I don't think our resolution's gonna get any better than it is, but
Yeah, that's exactly. You know, you think like, okay.
I think
look,
one day we're gonna be in the movie.
I mean, think about
Time out.
games back when we were,
that's what I was
when
gonna
we were
bring
little.
up. Think about like, okay, well, you got PlayStation 1, right?
Oh, these graphics.
These
are
graphics are
And
amazing.
then you go back and
And
look
you go
at
back
it
and you're like,
today,
this hurts my eyes. This is awful.
This is so blurry. How did I play this?
Yeah.
I remember going back to Grand Theft Auto 3 like a few months ago, and I'm like, oh, yeah, Jackson's like, Grand Theft Auto 3 because he plays 5. I'm like, yeah, dude, like this is like the first one that was like the the open world thing, and like I'm playing, I'm like, I can't even see 10 feet in front of me because they use the fog thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you try to turn with the
To render
directional
everything,
pad.
you're
It's like, ah.
You try to, well, it's not even that. You're like
the
trying to
fuck?
turn, but you don't know what's around the corner or anything. You're like, you don't know what's like 50 feet in front of you. So like out of nowhere, here comes a building. You run right into that bitch.
Yeah.
It's like, god damn, like
Like
this game is hard.
Going back to using directional buttons from analog sticks is like a whole different world.
Oh, I still love using the D-pad, man. For like, not shooters.
Certain
but
things,
like,
yeah.
But for driving, sometimes, yeah. For
Oh,
certain
man.
games.
Karen, have you ever heard of Little Nightmares? The video game?
Yeah.
Okay, so with the little raincoat chick, dude?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I started playing it earlier, and the little guy with the very long arms jumped down.
Scared you?
Scared me. Like, came out of nowhere. I was already past where he jumped down
You're
at.
up there
He
yelling and shit. I was like, you're louder than the boys. Shut
The
up.
only game that ever kind of creeped me out playing like by myself was Fatal Frame, and it was a stupid, like it shouldn't have, but it creeped me out.
I don't know. The only one that ever got me was probably Resident Evil Nemesis, because Nemesis would always pop in on you. Like I'd be like walking through nonchalant, like do 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 do. He jumps through a fucking
that's
window,
what
like
I was
god damn.
doing.
Like
That's what I was doing. I was walking along nonchalantly, and he just popped down. I was like,
but I played that game so many times that I was like, I know when he's coming. I know whenever I get to a certain point, bam, here he comes.
Mm-hmm.
Still get me sometimes though.
I don't know. Newer games kind of get me now, like Evil Within. You playing that in VR? Holy fuck!
Oh yeah.
Did you like
Holy
that?
fuck!
Did you like that TikTok I sent you of Chris Redfield after he retired?
Yeah. I have to watch.
Sorry.
All right. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and rate and review this movie. We're getting off subject again.
Again.
Yeah, that's what we do.
we're great at it.
We're on time though. We're doing all right.
Yeah, we're doing all
We're
right.
only an hour and a half in.
Yeah, we're only not even an hour and a half. This
Just
might be a
about.
short one.
We're doing all right.
All right. Let's start with Madison.
Me, I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching this movie ever since I was a kid. I love it. I love the colors in it, and I love the music in it, and I love the humor in it, especially Beetlejuice's humor. I think his humor is hilarious. I even laughed at it whenever I was a kid, even though I didn't understand most of it. I don't know what else to say about it, so I'm gonna give it an 8.5, you guys. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
I think for me, there's a lot of things that I still love about it. I don't love it as much as I did as a kid, that's for sure. I used to love it whenever I was younger. And watching it this time, it doesn't hold up as well as it did then. I think it just moves too fast, man. Like, I never realized how fast the movie just moves along. I'm
I like fast
like this is one of the few times that I'll say they could extend this movie out and make it just like 10, maybe 15 minutes longer, and it would feel less rushed. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't like how rushed it felt, especially at the beginning. Like with them and like
I think I
moving
can
them
get behind
along.
what you're saying. 10 minutes doesn't seem like it would be too
No,
too
because I
much.
think the movie's already an hour
32.
30, yeah. So like if they added like 10 or 15 minutes to it, I would be okay with that, because like mostly at the beginning, like they really rush killing the Maitlands and then bringing in the
Well, that's
Deets.
because the plot doesn't really
I get
go
that,
anywhere while
but
they're
like
alive.
I don't care about the Maitlands. That's what I'm saying. Like if you'd give me like just a few more minutes of time with them and a little more maybe character development with them, I would care more about them. But like you're like your bread and butter, you're like your ham and potatoes isn't until Beetlejuice finally shows up, and that's like over halfway through the movie that finally happens. And even then, I'm like, I want more time with them as alive, because when they die, I feel nothing. I'm like, all right, they're dead. Which I know I don't think you're supposed to.
I don't
feel
think
that way.
you're not supposed to be
I don't think you're
attached
supposed
to them before
feel,
they die.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to feel attached to them before they die, and that's fine. But I just feel like
Which I think is part of the reason that they kill them off so quickly. You don't want
you don't
maybe,
want them to be attached. Maybe give me more time with them
after they die,
dead. Before the deets get there, or maybe build that relationship between them and Lydia, because they're like, I really like Lydia. I want to spend time with Lydia. Like, why though? You've only met her like twice.
Yeah.
And you don't know anything about the girl. You know what I mean? So like maybe build that relationship a little bit between, like, even if it's just between.
I think the implication that you're supposed to pick up on, and again, this is like just because I've watched it so thousands many times, but they can't have kids. Like you get that implication.
I know that.
So I think that you get this. The implication behind it is that she's grown so attached because she could never have one.
And I'm okay with that, but like I said though, give us more interaction, especially between her.
Yeah, the interaction I get from out of all that is between with Maitlands.
Yeah,
they're very I want to say hermits.
Mm-hmm.
Like
they just want to be left alone and together.
How can they be like that? Like, especially the guys, since they own that store, you'd think they'd be a little bit more outgoing and want to be interacting with their.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think that they're hermits at all. I think that they were just like looking forward to 2 weeks
at home
together, and being able to rest. You know what I mean?
Just the two of them and being at home.
Yeah, I think
together.
That's all
they
were
on vacation.
I don't think that they were hermits or anything. I think that it was just that like they wanted to spend some time at home, just the two of them. So, and I think that's all that was.
Mm-hmm.
But like I say, you don't get that because you don't know what they were like before that, or anything like that. Like there's no context.
I think they give you just enough to kind of make these assumptions. You know that he owns the hardware store,
right.
And he has this very quick conversation with the guy next door.
Yeah, it was like very I don't really want to talk to you.
Right, but they make all of these comments about being on vacation. Oh, it's going to be nice to have 2 weeks just the two of us at home. So you get enough context to at least make those assumptions.
I guess, but I think the characters are a little rushed at the beginning.
I'm not disagreeing.
I think they're rushed all in general. So
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think 10 minutes would be enough to maybe build a little bit more. I just don't know. I don't know what you would add. I don't know how you would add
more interaction between like Lydia and the Maitlands, or even just Lydia and like Gina Davis's character.
Mm-hmm.
Like give us more interaction between them, so that whenever she says, "I just want to be with Lydia," like okay. But why? Because, like, from what I understand is you've only met her like twice and you don't know anything about her, and I don't feel that connection between the two of you. Mm-hmm. So give me more of that, and I would understand better.
I definitely feel it more between her and Barbara than I do her and Delia.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I mean, playing devil's advocate. What I'm saying is like, if you're the viewer, right, you can at least understand why Lydia and Barbara feel a little bit more connected than.
I get that, but like they've only had like 2 interactions.
Yeah, no, I
get
what you're saying. What I mean? Yeah, I get what you're saying too. I'm not saying I agree with you that 10 minutes wouldn't be too much to ask.
Yeah, I know that this movie isn't about Lydia and Gina Davis' character, whatever. But I just thought that would make more sense with the character development there.
But really, isn't it? I mean, let's be real here. Okay, Beetlejuice is the title character. Right. But he really isn't the main character.
Right.
You're really spending more time
with the Maitlands,
and Lydia and all them.
Deets, yeah.
Beetlejuice is more the antagonist. He's more the guy that's coming in and wrecking the place.
Right. And I understand that, and I don't know. That's just what I think of it. I guess I don't know. You guys, anybody can think whatever they want about a movie.
Yeah, no.
Like in this case, I think that. I would have liked to have spent more time with like the Maitlands, with Lydia, watching that character development a little more, so that I got more feeling out of it whenever, like, say, the seance was going on, and like I didn't feel nothing for that. I was like, okay, well, they're being exercised, and Lydia's getting all upset, but I'm like, but why? Because she barely knows them. She just knows that they're ghosts. So I don't know, but whatever. I mean, it's not a whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
So I think for my score, I'm just gonna give it. I'll give it a 6.5. I guess. I'm just not a huge Tim Burton fan anymore, man. I like this is one of my favorites of his, but I take that back. 7. I give it a 7 because this is his best one. I gotta say. So
I always like Corpse Bride.
No.
I did. I like that movie a lot.
That's more your generation, though.
Yeah.
For us, it was like this. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know anyone who even knows Corpse Bride.
Because it's not a popular movie. Didn't do well.
Then why is it my generation?
Because it came out during your generation. That was more your generation's shit.
Oh, yeah. I like that movie a lot.
But yeah, I think this and Edward Scissorhands are his two best movies, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Karen, what do you think?
As I said, I've seen this movie probably 5 million times.
Right.
I absolutely love that intro. That first shot you see of it going, across what you find out is the model, but when it's going across those trees.
It's not at first.
Well, yeah, but it's implied, right?
It's implied,
yeah. So you find out later it's the model, but it's implied. So, when it's going across those trees and then, you get all of the names coming across with that blue behind it and everything. I love that shot. And
that's when you're getting into like a Tim Burton movie, Beetlejuice. It's a really good shot. You feel that a lot with the same thing with Frighteners.
Yeah,
because not only is that Danny Elfman's music,
right? You get that same esque, status there, I guess. But I really like that shot, and I love the way the music comes in and the way it swells behind it. There's a lot to be said about the score in this movie. I really love the score and how it plays into all of the scenes in the movie.
That's the best thing about this movie, in my opinion.
The score?
Yeah, the score. The music in this movie is iconic.
So. It absolutely is. I love the score in this movie. This is probably Danny Elfman's best score, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this was probably the first movie I ever saw Alec Baldwin in.
He don't even look like you wouldn't even know it was Alec Baldwin unless you looked it up.
No, yeah. I mean he
because he's so thin and
and he's so nice.
Yeah. He's not out busting caps on people.
Yeah. And Michael Keaton is so amazing in this movie. He's just such an amazing actor anyway, but I love what he does in this movie, and finding out that he ad-libbed most of it is just amazing to me. Not that I didn't think he had it in him, but I really loved that. Gave it a whole new level for me watching it this time. But it's not perfect. I've always had a lot of questions. I never understood the 125-year thing. Yeah. I don't understand, Juno and the whole not seeing you thing and the questions I brought up. I've never understood those things.
Some continuity issues.
Well, yeah, there's these giant gaping holes that are never answered. They never talk about, or it just it leaves a hole like the Juno thing. So for me, I'll give it a 7.5. I think that's fair.
Eric.
So I mean, there's a lot of things that I really enjoy. I really enjoyed the sound, the music. The way the camera angles were in certain aspects.
Pornographic imagery.
Yeah.
What movie were you watching again? No wonder you gave it a low score. No, I'm just kidding.
Beetlejuices.
Oh. Beetle's juices.
Watched the wrong one. Shit.
He did it again, guys.
That explains why they kept calling her Clydia.
Mm-hmm.
Not Lydia.
To go back to your 125-year thing, I mean, you got to think every time they went to Juno, they were gone for months at a time.
I know, but why though? Why 125 years? Why not 100 years? Why not? what's the he said they don't spend enough time giving you information.
And so that makes you wonder too. If they're gone away that long, what's Lydia think when they're gone? Are they gone? I mean, they were gone for 3 months.
Yeah, and they also don't. they just don't give you enough context for certain things. Is it per person? Does it change per person? If I died, would I have to just spend 15 years where I'm at? You know what I'm saying? They don't give you enough context for certain things. It just.
It's definitely not a world that's very built on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't build the world very
if they were gonna say okay, this is gonna be and maybe they'll fix some of that with the sequel.
Yeah, maybe they'll possibly.
But again, I don't
know who they're bringing back to write though. Either.
But here, I don't like that. I don't agree with it. It's the same thing I said about Terrifier 2. it should stand on its own.
I
A
agree.
movie should
Yeah.
stand on its own.
Especially in this, especially one as iconic as this. Like, you're going back to watch, you find a lot of continuity issues. Like, maybe he didn't know it was going to be so iconic at the time, but
Yeah, I'm not saying that you shouldn't leave certain things for the sequel, but not plot holes and continuity. You know.
But
what
I
I'm
also
saying?
believe that you should never make a movie believing that there could be a sequel.
Yeah.
Because you just never know. It might not do well enough for
Yeah.
a sequel.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I say it should stand on its own.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So, going back to what I was saying, I'll just give it the score now. I'm going to go in at a 7 for me.
I mean,
I enjoy it.
I think that's fair. I mean, we were all pretty close. So that gives us
Sorry.
Leave that fucking thing alone.
sorry.
7.5.
Yeah, 7.
Dad, I'm going blind. I sit in
Deaf,
my
apparently, too.
No, I sit in my bed and I'm looking at my books and I can't read the titles correctly. Like I was reading one of the names.
That doesn't sound
on the
like you're
video-
going blind. It just sounds like you're going stupid.
I mean, like it was blurry. I couldn't read it. I thought one of them said redemption. It said jurisdiction.
That's not even.
That's not blind. That's, like I said, stupid.
No, I mean You're not listening. I couldn't tell what it said.
So now you're saying I'm going deaf?
Yes.
No, it's called selective hearing.
No, you're deaf. You know, just like your older sister.
She also has
Huh?
selective hearing. Eh?
Huh?
So she's like,
I do
eh?
that too.
What?
Eh?
What did you say?
She goes,
What
huh?
did you say?
I couldn't hear
Huh?
you.
All right. What was our final score?
7.5.
7.5. All right. Let's get into. Oh yeah, we gotta. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, that's you, man.
That's
You're
me.
up.
I'm up. Sorry guys, I wasn't.
On
87.
deck where you should have been.
On
No,
deck.
instead he was too busy being dyslexic
67.
and
I
deaf.
say 87.
67.
67.
It's Tim Burton.
For critics,
I don't think they like Tim Burton very much.
And
For the
critics,
critics,
yeah.
67.
74.
That's a good one. Go right in the middle.
Sure I am.
All right. What's everybody's scores?
87.
67.
74.
Eric is gonna take this at 86%.
Oh,
Dang.
damn.
Off by 1.
Whoa. Okay.
Critics' consensus: brilliantly bizarre and overflowing with ideas. Beetlejuice offers some of Michael Keaton's most delicious manic work
Agreed.
and creepy, funny.
He is
fun
definitely the
for
best part
whole
of this
family.
movie.
For sure. Yeah, he's the one who made this movie.
Oh,
95.
yeah.
Without him, I don't think
I
we
was
would.
going 92.
Oh.
95.
I'll do 80. I'll say 87. I'll take his.
Karen's gonna take this one as 82%
For real?
audience score. Yeah.
Thought it was gonna be a lot higher than that.
For audience, I was expecting to be higher.
Yeah, I thought the audience would be around the 80s.
You just thought that.
No, I just figured.
Yeah.
She cheated.
She cheated.
Yeah.
Yeah, she cheated. She was so far away.
Only by 5.
Yeah, by 5. All right. Here's a
also
star and a half.
blind.
Bloody awful film. The only reason it's even close to being watchable is because Michael Keaton does a good job, but he's not even in the movie that much. I won't be watching that one ever again. Just because people grew up watching this movie does not make it inherently good.
Yeah, it does.
That
Fuck
take
off.
the nostalgia glasses off and realize it was actually just a bad movie.
But that's what makes some movies. But that's what makes some movies good, though. Like, just because they're not a 5-star film doesn't mean they're not a 5-star film to someone else.
You know what I love about this movie more than most movies nowadays? All the practical effects.
Yeah.
There is no CG in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe the ghost behind that one window.
Mm-hmm. The football
But that's not
players,
even-
maybe.
No, the football
they
players,
used,
everything was practical.
Yeah,
Was
it's all the ghost stuff.
Stop
Like,
motion and practical. That's all it
Mhm.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
and-
even the claymation snake was practical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they the thing I really like is like the skeletons and stuff that kind of looked like see through.
Yeah.
It's a screen. Like they use screens.
Really?
Yeah, they put a few screens in front of like the person or the
Makes it look.
and it makes it look sort of translucent.
That's cool.
Here's a half star. Movie was just too stupid in every way possible. Winona Ryder is extremely weak in this movie.
She's a teenage
What?
girl.
Extremely weak.
Fucking what?
Like she played Gothic very well, I gotta say.
How is it?
What?
Here's
was
a half
she
star.
supposed to be like a meaty man?
Yeah, like was
No,
she supposed
not
to be
like
like coming
me,
home
not
from the
like
gym?
me,
Like,
No, I think you're understanding.
I am
what he meant.
utterly alone.
I think you're misunderstanding what he meant by weak. I think he meant like she's weak, as in it was poor acting.
just
Jesus Christ.
Wasn't that like her
was
first
that,
acting job though?
second.
No.
No, third. Lucas was her first.
In the 1940s, wasn't there like a workforce Betty? The one with the bandana. She's got her arm pumped up.
Oh, yeah, Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, half star. Just watched the movie for the first time, and it is horrendously bad. I can't believe this has the positive reviews that it does. There really is nothing redeeming about this movie. It has bad acting, offensive behavior, poor scripting, and cheesy plot.
I'd like to know who the
Offensive?
bad acting is from,
Yeah,
because I don't think any of the actors did badly.
And
No.
it was meant to be offensive, obviously.
I don't know where it was offensive.
Like
Well,
maybe with
Beetlejuice
whenever he
was a
was
little
hitting on the
offensive.
wife.
If you're offended by that, you can fuck
Right,
off. It's
like,
funny.
It's supposed to be funny. You're supposed to be offended.
Again, like it's supposed to be just funny. Like if you're offended.
Open mind.
Mi scusi.
Yeah, so
What are
sorry.
you looking at me for? I didn't do that.
I just look.
You're just looking.
Oh wow!
All right, here's a 2-star. I think it's got an ambition overall as a film from Tim Burton, and its cast and humor is more than less timeless. Okay, but I never really got into Beetlejuice. 4 out of 10, just a pass, fresh. Okay,
Okay.
I don't know if he was talking to himself or talking to people.
You
Uh,
can't mumble on a website, man.
Yeah.
No, apparently this guy figured out a way
yeah,
to.
he figured out how to do it. He's mumbling on his phone, yeah. 1 star. Okay, once, but after the 5,000th time, it's dumb as anything.
Nuh-uh.
Sick
Why-
of it.
Nuh-uh.
Can these
I'm at least at
channels
6,000.
not find anything else to play? You must have watched it on TV.
Must have. I'm at least at 6,000. I still find it entertaining.
I mean, I remember when they used to play it.
It gets better on the
constantly
10,000th
I don't
watch.
care.
I'm just
Just
saying.
keep going. Keep going. You'll get there.
Yeah, just power through it. You'll be fine.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you
You'll
the last
enjoy it
one.
after that
2-star. I know I've
like working
seen this
out.
at least twice, but I
Yeah.
cannot recall it making any sense at all. Keaton is nominally. I think that meant normally.
No, nominally as a word, it means slightly.
Oh, entertaining
Well,
and
just say
original,
that instead
but
of
that's
using big
about
words.
it.
For real. Why do people do that? Like
They want to make
They
themselves
want to
look
use
smart.
$10 words so that they.
That bothers me so much because why do you have to make the language so difficult? There's so many synonyms for everything. And we were going over our definitions, right? My English teacher, Miss Gleason, she was like, you should study your stuff. And then she was like, whenever she went up there to ask us questions around the room to get points to see who would get extra credit on the test, she said, we're doing synonyms, by the way. What's the synonym for da-da-da-da? And it wasn't one of our vocab words. And we were like, I don't even know what that means. I didn't know that was a word. Like, I don't know. I just learned these words today. How do you expect me to connect them? Why do you have to make it more difficult?
Because
I was
it's
so
extra
angry.
credit.
I know, but I was like a point away from getting ahead of the group in the front, and I was like, I was seething. I was like,
Find
you
her in
gotta
a back
be
alley.
kidding me.
Find her in a back alley.
I will. She's retiring.
Okay, this is a 5-star.
Oh,
It
God.
says, I farted in the theater. It stunk and people puked.
All I can
Fucking
think
what?
of is fucking Chunk and Goonies. And everybody else is getting sick.
I made this noise like.
And I started getting sick, and then everyone else started getting sick.
No, he
It
actually
was
didn't
just
puke. He threw like
awful.
the fake puke over the
Oh,
side,
yeah.
remember? And then everybody else started puking. He said,
It was
I made a
just
noise like
awful.
this. And then I threw it over the side.
It's funny though.
Yeah.
I farted and everybody threw up.
I'm still calling bullshit. I think he made it up.
Yeah, he definitely
yeah.
made it up. He's just writing a review to write a review. 2-star. I thought it was stupid and annoying, but I didn't finish watching it.
Well, then you can't leave a
Oh.
review.
Yeah, fuck
yeah,
you.
if you didn't watch the
You're not
whole
allowed
thing.
to give a review. All right, that's it for reviews.
Okay.
All right.
Pissed me off.
All right, let's get into some goddamn trivia, Karen.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Buckle up.
The studio originally wanted to call the film House Ghosts. As a joke, Tim Burton suggested the name Scared Sheetless and was horrified when the studio actually considered using it.
Scared Sheetless.
This is Michael Keaton's favorite film of his own and ad-libbed 90% of his lines. The film was the first DVD sent out by Netflix in 1998. The visual effects budget was just $1 million, a major factor in Tim Burton deciding to make the effects look as tacky and B-movie as possible. According to Tim Burton, it took a lot of time to convince cast members to sign on, as they thought the script was too weird. Gina Davis was the only cast member who would commit to the project at first. Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, and Sylvia Sidney all said no at least once.
See, I love Gina Davis because she's played in some great fucking movies. She was in this. She was in Long Kiss Goodnight, which is a great action flick. It's a very underrated action film with
I love that movie.
her and Samuel L. Jackson. Also, she was in the remake of The Fly. Dude,
Yep.
Gina Davis was killing it in the fucking early 90s and shit.
Her and Jeff Goldblum were married for a long time,
Yeah.
and they're both of them are like certified geniuses. Did you know that?
I knew he was.
Yeah, she is too. She's like a Mensa carrying certified genius.
Huh.
Yeah.
She's cool as fuck. I love Gina Davis.
Oh, I do too. Producer David Geffen convinced Michael Keaton's manager to convince Keaton to meet with Burton. Once Keaton said yes, Burton personally called Sidney and begged her to do the movie, and he flew out to meet with O'Hara to convince her. Michael Keaton came up with much of the character's look himself. He told the makeup department he wanted mold on his face and his hair looking as if he'd stuck his finger in an electric socket, and he requested that the wardrobe department send him clothes from all different time periods. The idea for the movie came after Poltergeist was a hit movie, but the idea of bad ghosts was flipped. The people who moved into the house would be the awful ones. According to producer Larry Wilson, the original ending was significantly darker, ending with Winona Ryder's Lydia dying in a fire and joining her friends in the afterlife.
Ooh.
They changed it after considering the message that it would send to young people that death would be a happy ending.
Maybe it is. How do you know?
The Maitland's
Great
bumper...
message.
Huh?
That's a great message.
The Maitland's bumper sticker says, "I break for animals," which is kind of funny. The TV show Community, because you've never seen this, but Eric and I have, and this is hilarious. The TV show Community, which started airing over 20 years after the release of Beetlejuice, staged an elaborate but extremely subtle multi-year tribute to the movie. During the first 3 seasons of the show, a character said the word Beetlejuice once a season until just after the 3rd season mentioned an extra in a Beetlejuice Halloween costume walks by in the background. This is a reference to the idea established in the movie that if you say Beetlejuice's name 3 times, he will appear. Along with Spaceballs, Big, and Caddyshack 2, it is notable for containing the F word in a film rated PG during the PG-13 era. Michael Keaton based his performance of Beetlejuice on Chop Top from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Keaton would later co-star with Chop Top himself, Bill Moseley, in 2002 HBO movie Live from Baghdad, released 14 and a half years later. Although the character's true name is Betelgeuse, it was spelled Beetlejuice in the title because it's funnier and markets better. The scene where Betelgeuse eats the fly is a tribute to the horror film The Fly in 1958. Gina Davis starred in the 1986 remake of The Fly. Michael Keaton himself was offered the lead role in The Fly and turned it down. When Betelgeuse pulls the fly underground, you can hear the fly scream the famous line from the 1958, "Help me, help me." Producer John Peters thought of casting controversial comedian Sam Kinison as Betelgeuse, but Kinison's agent never told him about it. Also considered was Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams, Christopher Lloyd, Jim Carrey, Tim Curry, Jack Nicholson, Bill Murray, Robert De Niro, and John Cleese.
I hope he fired that fucking manager or whatever.
No shit.
Yeah, shit.
Fuck that guy. Like, wait, hold on. They wanted me to play Beetlejuice? And
You
didn't fucking
son of
tell
a
me?
bitch! Angelica Houston was originally meant to be Delia, but she fell ill and couldn't come in for filming.
Who's Angelica Houston? I know that.
That's Morticia.
Oh, yeah.
Heather Langenkamp was considered for the role of Lydia after Tim Burton saw her in A Nightmare on Elm Street. Langenkamp turned down the role because she didn't want to play a goth girl. Bless you.
Oh no, a goth girl.
Right?
I'm allergic to him.
You were one, Dad.
I wasn't a goth girl.
Was he a pretty girl?
Pretty goth one.
Alec.
I wore enough makeup to be one.
Way to call your dad out there.
Alec Baldwin Alec Baldwin dislikes the film and was very unhappy with his performance. I think he just dislikes everything.
It still makes me crack up.
He's
every
too
time
serious
I think
of
about
a person.
Huh?
I think Alec Baldwin's too serious of a person.
Right. Although he was great in 30 Rock.
Oh yeah, he was awesome in 3 Rock.
I think one of my favorite scenes with him was when she walks in, she's like, "Why are you wearing a tux?" And he's like, "It's after 6. What am I, a farmer?" Bill Pullman was considered for the role of Adam Maitland. In Beetlejuice's forced wedding, Lydia's dress is bright red. According to the old rhyme about wedding dress colors, married in red, better off dead. During the scene in the graveyard after the Maitlands leave when Beetlejuice gets mad and kicks the tree, originally the tree was not supposed to fall. But during that take, Michael Keaton kicks the tree and it falls, in which he ad-libs the line, "Nice fucking model," and squeezed his crotch twice, which is accompanied by the honking noises. Keaton says that the set designer who messed it up, Tim Burton, liked it so much that he left the blooper in the film.
I wonder if Tim was just like dying laughing. When
God,
they
I
did
would
that.
have been. Could you imagine? And then finally, last one, Beetlejuice, the title character, doesn't appear until 25 minutes into the film and ultimately appears in less than 25% of the film. It's he appears for 14.5 minutes total, and Michael Keaton only spent 2 weeks filming. That's it.
2 weeks on a fucking, and he's to this day he made an iconic character only in
And
filming
he's
for
the
2 weeks.
Title character too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably got paid the most.
Maybe I don't know. Gina Davis was pretty bankable.
I didn't say I bet Gina Davis probably made the most.
Catherine O'Hara was bankable. Jeffrey Jones in the day was bankable.
Not anymore.
No.
You don't even say his name in Hollywood.
Is he dead?
Oh yeah. He's what we like to call a pederast.
Oh.
They find a bunch of
Kitty Diddler.
They found a bunch of kitty
Who was he in the movie?
pornography.
He
on
was
his computer.
Lydia's dad.
Oh,
Yeah.
that guy. He's in The Cat in the Hat.
He's also in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He was in all kinds of shit back in the day.
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow. He was in that movie where they got sucked into their satellite dish.
Oh yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Forgot
another
about
good
that.
one.
Yeah, he
That's
was
good movie.
he was like the devil guy. Well, not he was a demon, but
No, he wasn't.
No.
No, he was the dad.
Yeah.
Him and
No,
his
that-
wife got sucked in.
no, that was John Ritter. John Ritter was the
I think
dad.
you're right.
Yeah, and then he was
Yeah,
the
I think you're
demon that
right.
sold him the
Yeah.
system.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yep.
I want to say you're right, but because
Check
I know
in.
who else was that other. Who's the
Check
other guy?
me.
Who's the other guy that was in it?
He was Noble. Their
Yeah,
last name
John
was
Ritter
Noble.
was the dad. That's
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, their last name was Noble. I can't remember his first name.
And Jeffrey Jones, he was the devil in that, and then he was
He was
also
also-
Wow, Jeffrey
How-
Jones is ugly.
Yeah,
he was in Howard the Duck.
Yeah, Howard the Duck. He was the
He
bad
was
guy
in
in that too.
Ravenous.
He wasn't the bad guy. He just
Yeah,
became,
he started out as a good guy, and then he got possessed, and then he
became the good guy
Wait,
again
who's
after.
who's the pedophile again?
Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Jones.
Jones.
He's ugly now. What did he do?
He's
Well, I
old?
mean, he's
He looks nothing like.
well, he
did
went
in
to
The Cat in
prison
the
for a
Hat.
time too, didn't he?
He probably, I would assume so. Yeah, he's old.
He
It's
don't
age.
look nothing like he used to.
He was also in Ravenous. You ever seen
Yeah,
that? That's
yeah.
a good movie.
I've only seen it once. So
People
it's
think
been
it's
long.
weird. I was like, I love that movie, dude. It's so. That's what I love about it is how weird it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I haven't
So.
seen that movie in forever. Stay
Ravenous?
tuned. No,
Oh,
stay,
stay
tuned.
tuned. Yeah,
I have
still
it.
want forever.
You do?
That is a good
seen
movie.
that movie.
I think I have a Blu-ray.
What was that one where he was the dad and they go to like a different planet or something, and like him and his wife go to a different planet or
John
something?
Ritter.
Huh?
John
no,
Ritter.
this
Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Jones.
Jones. And I don't remember what it was called.
Him and his wife go to a different planet.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I need more description.
Hold on, we're gonna look this up.
We gotta find out.
He's been in a lot of
Just
shit.
go to
Back in
his
the early
IMDb.
'90s,
Yeah,
he was
a huge.
Jeffrey
Jones.
I hope we
Jones.
get Ninja Turtles.
Huh?
I said I hope we get the Ninja Turtles.
Mom and Dad Save the
I wanna watch that
World.
movie.
I think it's Mom and Dad Save the World.
Oh, I've never seen that.
I'm almost sure that's what it is.
I mean, it's kind of looks like it's got a space kind of.
I'm almost positive it's Mom
I mean,
and Dad
there's
Save the
aliens
World.
in it.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Neither have I.
He was in Deadwood.
Yeah,
That's recent, though.
He
probably,
was in
isn't
How
it?
High? Deadwood? Not really.
Oh. Why was I thinking that was recent?
Ravenous. He was in The Devil's Advocate, The Pest. I forgot he was
Oh
in
yeah,
The
it was
Pest.
in Devil's Advocate too. Very, very bit part in that.
Where the fuck is it?
He died pretty quickly in Devil's Advocate.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, Mom and Dad Save the World. That's what it is. Yep.
I think Devil's Advocate's probably one
Says
of
an
my favorite
alien
movies.
overlord plans to blow up the Earth, but first he snatches and proposes to marry an Earthman's wife. And the bad guy is played by John Lithgow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Anyway, what are we doing next week, Karen?
I don't know. You gotta hold the thing. Remember?
Hold the thing. Oh, my arms hurt.
Stretch.
That's why I didn't do it because the last time I got yelled at for
Yeah,
Getting the picture.
yeah, right now
Well-
the best thing to do is stretch.
Blade Runner.
Yes. Well, I don't know if everybody's gonna like this movie, but
I like Blade Runner.
I love Blade Runner, so
It is rentable, but
It's
not
what?
it's not streaming anywhere.
No. I have it if you need
and
it.
this one's worth buying, honestly. In 4K.
I've seen this one like 1,000 times, but
I've
now
only seen it once.
Now I'm happy because if I pull it again, then we can watch Blade Runner 2049, which I have not seen.
That is also a good movie.
That I've actually seen. I've seen Blade Runner.
Why would you watch the?
Well, you watched the
I
second one
didn't.
without watching the first one?
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
That's weird.
I didn't.
The only reason I watched Blade Runner was because I knew the sequel was coming out. I was like, well, I need to watch the first one first.
Yeah.
So I watched it, and I was like, that movie was amazing. Why didn't I watch this sooner?
Okay.
Yeah.
Deckard, replicant or not?
I'm not going to say either or because there's two different theories. And I like both theories, and I'm not going to naysay either of them.
Harrison Ford says he is,
Harrison Ford says he is.
but the director said
The director
he wasn't,
says
right?
he wasn't.
Harrison Ford also says a lot of things that he wants to get a rise out of people with.
But my thing is like the eyes always showed that they were, right? The eyes always did. His weren't like that.
I think that he was a more advanced. I don't know. It doesn't matter because the sequel came out and he's not a fucking replicant.
Right, because it's 7 years, right? 7 years.
Yeah,
lifespan.
but they also said that, well, it's possible that he was an advanced replicant that could live like
Well,
a
now you're
normal
just
person.
stretching it.
And I'm like, yeah, you're stretching it now, so.
You're just trying to fit your narrative at that
Yeah.
point.
So we'll just get into it when we talk about the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, we will. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Eric's like, you guys.
Yeah, he's like,
Chill.
shut the fuck up.
So anyway, next week we're going to do Blade Runner, the original, with Harrison Ford. So check that shit out. And don't forget to check out all of our cool social media stuff. See my spirit fingers. Groovy. And we will be back next week. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all that stuff. Also, we love you and we thank you for the support.
Love you.
Yes.
So,
Love you.
Till
Okay, bye.
next
I don't
week.
love anyone but my dad and Karen
Thank you.
and Eric, I guess.
deuces.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Peace.
Bye.
Love you.
Can't find my